Here we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Richmond Football on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Tonight, North Central Conference play from Arsenal Tech High School. The Red Devils coming in at 1-1 on the season, and Tech coming in at 0-2. I'm Troy Darengowski, along with my color analyst tonight, Brendan Evans. The Red Devils again losing last week to a very good Lawrence North football team. Brendan, you were there. You saw the Red Devils. You've been around the players all week long. I know they're ready to move on from that game and now start North Central Conference play tonight. But overall, you played a good football team last week. Despite the loss and despite the lopsided score, I think the Red Devils learned a lot about themselves in last week's game.
Yeah, they did. I know this week they're using that game a lot as motivation, much as they did last season. They're trying to move on from it. They're trying to move on from it, but they're not going to forget it. They're going to keep that in the back of their minds. I know a lot of the players are saying, forget last season. That's not the case for any of them. They're going to remember last season. They're going to let it eat at them, and they're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. Well,
they're going to play an Arsenal Tech team. Again, you may look at the record, and they're 0-2 coming in, and they've lost their last 5 games, including the 3 games last year. But this is a team that has a lot of good returning players. Isaac Halverson is back. We'll talk more about him a little bit later. They will be athletic. They will be big. They will be quick, much like what we saw last week. Maybe not the same kind of talent, but from a speed and athleticism standpoint, they will be equal to what we saw last week.
Right, they will be. They will be.
And this game then means Red Devils will have to play to another level as well. Now, the one concern coming into tonight's game as we continue here on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show is the running back situation. Now, we thought maybe earlier this week, you and I saw each other earlier this week on Wednesday at practice, and it appeared at that time the Red Devils may be a little bit short in the running back department because of an injury to their starting running back, Wyatt Bird, last week. It was a hip injury. He seems to be okay now. He got clearance, and apparently he's going to play tonight. That's good news for Richmond.
Yeah, he was strapped up in pads, ready to go on the buses. He's strapped up right now, ready to go, warming up with the team and everything. But I don't know if they'll actually start him or if they'll play him as much. Wyatt is a tough player. He will hide an injury from any coach.
Yeah.
Just as long as he'll find any way he can to play. Whether a coach will see through that or not and play their secondary and Stephon Huber.
Right.
That's the question in my mind right
and
now.
The other thing about this, and you know this as well as anyone, Brendan, the Red Devils are short in their roster. That means a lot of these players, if not most of the front 11 to 15 players, are playing both ways. It is a warm, it is a humid night. We know that Tech is probably not going to play as many players both ways. That could be a factor tonight. If the Red Devils can stay in this football game into the fourth quarter, fatigue could be an issue.
Oh, yeah, I think it will be. I think that we saw a lot of that last week. Not so much in Connorsville because about halfway through the game, the coaches put a lot of the JV in or backups and everything. We did see a lot of it last game. Obviously a tough game for the Red Devils, but they spent a lot of time with their starters. They got some breathing time. They didn't go as intense in practice this week, but they did hit it hard at the same time, if you know what I mean there.
Yeah.
But, I think they'll be playing most of their starters most of the game tonight, and that will be a huge factor.
And if the Red Devils have to throw, they did show a little bit last week, though it was everything from a situation behind in the score big. They did throw the football. Alex Snediger did get some more reps this week in practice throwing the football. The Red Devils are going to try to throw much better this coming week. All right, when we come back on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we're going to hear from the head coach and talk a little bit about what he expects coming into tonight's ball game. That is coming up next. Stay right there. Head coach Tony Lewis is right around the corner right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Boy, go back to Friday night. I know that after the game, you and I spoke a little bit, and I think just overall, you didn't like the focus coming in. You mentioned that you guys didn't have a great week of practice.
And we just got done talking about that in our meeting. Our focus wasn't good in practice. That's something that we've got to do a better job. I've got to do a better job overall getting the kids focused. And as we told the kids on Saturday morning when we were lifting, I felt like our kids were very happy, obviously, and we want them to be happy about a win. But it kind of felt like last week in practice, hey, we've got our win for the year, and let's just kind of see how it goes from there. And we're not in the process of doing that. We want to step on the field and play well every week and be getting better as the weeks build up. So we'll get better this week, and I think we had a good talk on Saturday, if you could call it a talk, in the weight room, and I think our kids will have a better week of practice.
Sometimes it happens, though, doesn't it? I mean, we're talking about 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and it's not an easy thing to keep them focused all the time.
It's not. You're dealing with you deal with home issues, you deal with girlfriend issues, you deal with school issues, and speaking of school, as we told our kids, we're starting our 4th week of the grading period, and our grades have to be right. So one of the things I'll be doing this afternoon is doing a grade check on all of them and seeing where they are. And unfortunately for some of our young men, if they're not doing well, then they'll be staying after for some opportunity time after practice.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, let's talk about the game itself. And you and I talked about this last week. I think you'd almost have to have played a perfect game, a Lawrence North team that played so well against Perry Meridian. they come out of there, you look at them, they're big, and, they're out of the mix, no doubt about it. So you knew it was going to have to be a great effort in order to beat those guys.
Yeah, they're a really, really good team, and we knew that going in. They've got all the elements. They've got size. They have speed. They're very athletic. And, we just felt like after watching film and even Friday night when I spoke to you, I just felt like we gave them a little bit more than what we should have given them. Realistically, in my mind, and maybe I'm being optimistic, but realistically, I think the game, could have very easily been more like 28-7, something like that. I do not believe we should have given up 51 points. I think we gave them points, obviously, on turnovers. We gave them points in the kicking game by punting it to the returner when we should have been putting it out of bounds and things like that. So maybe I'm optimistic in terms of that score thought, but I really feel like they're a good team, but we made them look better than they were.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I think you're right, and you can't give a team those many more opportunities and make those kind of mistakes because they will take advantage of them, and that's what they did.
They did, and they're a well-coached team, and I think this year in the MIC, I think they're going to be, they didn't win a game last year in the MIC, and I believe they're going to win some games this year in the MIC, and I think they're trending in the right direction. So, as we told the kids after the game, if it's not the best team we're going to play this year on our schedule, it'll be one of the top teams in our schedule. And hopefully we can learn from the film and learn that we can play. When we play well, we have a chance to be successful, and we'll move on from there.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Wyatt got that first gain of 20 yards at the beginning of the ball game and your offensive line looked like they did last week, I was thinking, well, I'll tell you what, they play like this could be a game.
Well, and you're exactly right. And looking at film, with the number of guys they had in the box against our stacked formation with our wide receivers out wide, we should have been able to run the ball, and we just didn't do a good job up front. We tried to make some corrections on that on Saturday in terms of how we were blocking it. We had linemen turning around and facing, wrong way. We had they were stunting and stuff, and our kids didn't do a good job of that.
Yeah. And by the way, when you think about that, Alec had a couple of nice runs taken back because of a couple of penalties too.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
And we cannot, when we put the ball on the ground again, we had a couple crucial picks for us. We put the ball on the ground, so you cannot do that against quality teams. And we'll get better. We'll get better. It's a process, and I think our kids after Saturday understand that we have to have better focus in practice. We have to practice good habits, and we got to do the little things right, and we haven't been doing the little things right.
Speaking of Alec, when he was throwing the football, he overthrew a couple of receivers here and there, but I think on film you kind of look back and think, he can throw the football a little bit, can he?
He can, and we need to be able, as a staff, to be able to put him in a position to be successful with the route concepts we're calling and also what we're doing with our protection. So, speaking of film, one of the picks that got returned for a touchdown, our receivers ran the wrong routes, and that allowed that kid to be in the position to make an interception, and he ultimately returned it for a touchdown. So that wasn't all on Alec, and as we explained to the kids, quarterback is not an easy position to play. Yeah. Alec is the guy that we're going with, and we have confidence in him, and he'll grow from this. And anybody that's played quarterback, including myself, as I shared with Alec afterwards, you're going to have bad days. You got to move on.
Yeah. I know a couple of NFL quarterbacks who've had 6 interceptions in a ball game, and they became Hall of Famers. So, yes. Coach, before we talk about this week, let's evaluate your first 2 games now overall. Give me kind of a look at the entire package instead of breaking down the 2 games separately. What do you think?
Well, I think defensively, even though we gave up a lot of points last week, I think defensively we're further along than what I felt like we would be. I think, we've got a freshman linebacker, Jacob Haynes.
Yep.
We're playing in a tough conference. We just played a really tough opponent with a freshman linebacker.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of young kids playing. I think our D-line's going to get better. I think they realize they've got to get their hands on people, keep their shoulders square, and keep the offensive line off our linebackers after Saturday's film. That was re-emphasized again. So, And offensively, we have to be able to run the football. I think if we can run the football, I'm a quarterback that loves to throw it also, but we want to run the ball first. And, that's going to be something that we're going to focus on this week.
Wyatt got banged up a little bit, and I don't know how much you want to go into his status right now, but that he really didn't play in the second half, no, right? Yeah,
he is banged up, and we don't know. I believe his parents are taking him to the doctor this week. If they didn't take him yesterday, they'll probably take him Monday. We don't know about his status for this week. I would say it's highly questionable. So it's kind of a next man up mentality. And, we have other backs that can run the football, and we have to have confidence in what we're doing to do that. So I think, we just move on. That's what football's all about. Next man up, and you play for the guy next to you. So we'll be okay. We've just got to get better at the little things.
Well, he took some hits, didn't he? I mean, not only running the football, but playing defense, and then that special teams play too. He got hit pretty hard.
He did. He took some shots. He took a shot to his jaw. He's had a bad hip all year. He's had a hip flexor issue all year. And Abby, our trainer, who does a great job, said that he may have potentially pulled something away from the bone. We're not sure, so she wants to get that looked at. So we'll see how it is. But I would say he's highly questionable this week.
Tough kid, though, isn't he?
He is a very tough kid. We'd take 40 of him.
Yeah, no kidding, no doubt about it. When we come back, we're going to talk about this week's opponent, Indianapolis Tech. We'll do that coming up next on Inside Richmond Football, right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Well, big week again. NCC play opens up on Friday. The Red Devils travel to Indianapolis Tech to take on the Titans. We'll have it for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. You can see all the action with a pregame beginning at 6:30. Coach, conference play now. That's why you play the 2 preseason games. Right. Now you start conference play. You go to Tech. You're going to see a lot of athletes again this week.
Right. They have guys that can run all over the field, obviously. They got a pretty big offensive line. But with all that being said, going back to last week's game with Lawrence North, we should be prepared at this point of seeing a big, strong line and athletic guys at running back and quarterback. So we feel like this past week has prepared us for Tech Week. And as you said, conference play gets started. We want to do well in the conference. We want to give ourselves a chance to be successful in all our conference games. We feel like we can do that. And it just starts with a good week of practice and paying attention to the particular things you need to do for yourself, doing your job and not worrying about other people's jobs.
Tech has had some years where they've had some really good talented players that have gone on to play some college football, but as a team, they just don't seem to be able to put things together from a success standpoint. Do they want to run the football more this year? They're going to throw the football. What do you expect on Friday?
I expect Friday night for them to run the football.
Okay.
They've got a really good tailback. They'll throw some play action in off of their zone. I'd say their favorite play is the zone running play. They'll run a little bit of power, but mainly at zone, and he's a heck of a back. We've got to hit him before he gets started, just like last week. We've got to do a better job than we did last week of that. But they definitely want to run the football. We have to focus on stopping the run. We want them to throw the football.
Exactly. Coach, I want to go back to, before I let you go, Friday night. What an atmosphere. Fans were out there. I thought it was just a great, great Friday night. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was. We had a great crowd. My wife, my mom and dad came to the game and commented how great a crowd it was. Good. Unfortunately, as a coach, I don't get to turn around and watch, what's going on in the stands, but it was obviously a great crowd. We honored a lot of great ex-football players that played here at Richmond, and as I said after the game, we need to do a better job of representing what Richmond football should look like. We didn't do a good job of that Friday night, and that's on me. And we'll get better. And I think that kind of crowd, if we can keep that enthusiasm and have that type of crowd for going into our conference games, that would be great. That really helps our team. It excites our kids coming out to that type of crowd, and you don't get that at all places.
Yeah.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond. Back once again here at Indianapolis Tech as we get set for tonight's NCC matchup between the Red Devils and the Titans. Our kickoff time coming up at about 9 minutes right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Time to scout the Titans as they come in again at 0-2. Will Patterson in his first season as the head coach for the Titans. Last year, they knocked off the Red Devils at Leibold Field 49-7, and the Red Devils lead the overall series over the last couple of seasons 2-1. The Titans winning 3 out of their 10 games a year ago, their best record coming back in the 2010 season in which they went 8-2. Since then, they have struggled a little bit over the years, and especially over the last couple of seasons under the 500 mark. 4-6 in 2015, 2-8 in 2016, and 3-7 in last year's campaign. Now, they lost some key players, including lineman Jalen Turner, who is now playing his college football at Ball State. Christian Smith on his way to Purdue, as is Isaiah Henderson, who also playing college football at Purdue, Jalen Walker at Valparaiso, and they also lost offensive lineman Jermaine Garrett from last year's team. There are some very good players coming back, including quarterback Isaac Halverson, threw for 635 yards last year. Running back Robert McBee III, 817 yards and 12 touchdowns. And wide receiver Derek Ball Jr., 45 receptions, 529 yards one season ago. Also keep an eye tonight on Sherman Birch, all-city player for the team last year, a defensive lineman. So they've got some talent, and we will see that talent on display coming up here tonight. When we come back, we'll check out the NCC as well as the area games coming up on a busy Friday. That's all next. This is the pregame brought to you by Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU. Focused on you.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Back here at Arsenal Tech High School. Thanks for being with us. Troy Naragowski along with Brendan Evans. Brendan's going to come back in a couple of moments with tonight's Keys to the Game. Stay tuned for that. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Let's go ahead and take a look at the North Central Conference. There's only two undefeated teams now in the conference. Logansport and Marion, both at 2-0. Lafayette, Jeff, McCutcheon, Richmond, all at 1-1. And there are five teams that have yet to win a game. Anderson, Harrison, Tech, Kokomo, and Muncie Central. Kokomo, by the way, a huge surprise. They are 0-2. They've been outscored in their first two games, 112-19. Last week, Brebeuf beat Tech 38-15. Lafayette Jeff a winner over Western 54-14. Lawrence North down Richmond 52-7. Logansport shuts out Frankfort 48-0. Marion downing Mount Vernon 42-24. Pendleton over Anderson big time 51-13. Plymouth defeating Kokomo 35-19. West Lafayette shutting down McCutcheon 34-20. And Western Boone, they shut at Harrison 26-0. The Muncie Central Bearcats beaten as well by Yorktown 26-20. Tonight, Anderson is at Muncie Central. Lafayette Jeff at McCutcheon. Logan is at Harrison. Marion at Kokomo. And here tonight, again, the Red Devils taking on Indianapolis Tech. Several games going on tonight, as you would expect around the area before we get to the Tri-Eastern Conference. Last week, Hagerstown got that nice win over Centerville in that delayed game up at Ball State, 32-26. Knightstown beat Winchester 20-14. Monroe Central shuts out Union City 21-0, and Lincoln had a long night. And I mean that literally. They were up probably around 8 hours up in Muncie trying to get that game in. They ended up losing to Union County because of all the delays, 40-0. Tonight, Centerville is at Shenandoah. Knightstown at Union County. We'll have coverage of that game tonight. Northeastern at Winchester, Tri at Lincoln, and also Union City is at Hagerstown. We'll have updates on the Centerville-Shenandoah game, Knightstown, and Union County. Coming back in a couple of moments on the Pre-game show brought to you by Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear. We'll get those keys to the game coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Back here at Arsenal Tech High School, Richmond, and the Titans ready to go here in North Central Conference play. There you see the Red Devils as they get prepared, and Coach Lewis, his unit ready to go tonight, his first NCC contest. Brendan, let's talk about keys to this one tonight. Let's start with Tech. We mentioned earlier athletic. They've got a returning quarterback from a year ago. They're going to be fast, they're going to be quick, they are big, and they are strong. What do you see? What can Richmond do against them defensively tonight to put some points on the board against the Titans?
I think that Richmond's going to have to come out strong out the gate. Last week we didn't see much out of them the first half of the game, let alone the first quarter. They're going to need to show up. I think that if they do, they will have a better chance, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think just coming out physical, hitting them in the mouth, setting the tone early. That's the best thing that Richmond could do by chance.
And that is something that the players said this week. They've got to come out, they've got to hit the other team in the mouth and really kind of set a statement early in the ball game and kind of show that, hey, listen, we're here to play.
Right. Like years prior, I played for 8 years or close to it. Every single year I've been told by coaches, you come out, you hit them in the mouth, they don't want to play no more.
Exactly. Yeah,
I've been told that since second or third grade.
And Richmond's also going to have to run the football tonight. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think if they don't, other teams can pin their ears back, come after you. So they really have to.
There's no question they're going to run the ball, but the question is who they're going to run it with.
Yeah.
Are they going to run it with the effective word, or are they going to watch that injury he had last week, and are they going to go with Stephon Huber or another route?
Well, we'll find out very soon. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. When visiting the Richmond area, there's only one clear choice when looking for the best place to stay: Best Western Classic. Best Western is dedicated to providing you with the best possible travel experience because they operate in an industry built on trust and guest satisfaction. And this can only be achieved through communication and experienced support. At the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. All right, we're ready to go. Richmond trying to get back on the winning side of things. More importantly, get on the winning side of things in the North Central Conference, and we're ready to get this one underway here tonight. The Red Devils in their traveling white tops and red pants, and all green tonight for the Titans of Indianapolis Tech. I'm ready to go. I tell you what, it's going to be fun to watch. I think just from a standpoint, Richmond's depth will be on the table again tonight. Richmond is going to kick the football off, so we're going to see Tech first on offense. And the other thing is, can Richmond, and I know they've done a pretty good job, Brendan, of making sure that they are conditioned well. But it is very warm and humid tonight. I think that'll be a huge key for this one this evening.
Right, and something that's going to affect Richmond pretty well is they didn't come out in full pads at all this week. They came out in pro pads each and every day. I don't think they've even touched their pants yet, so this will be the first time this week that they even did that. Whether they conditioned or not, that's going to take effect.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like much to a lot of people, but it'll take a toll on you.
All right, opening kick and a line drive kick. One of the upbacks from the 20 will make the return. This is Jonah Anderson. Anderson finding a hole, the cutback at the 35, and finally brought down at around the 38-yard line. So nice return by the senior, Jonah Anderson. It'll be first down and 10 now for the Titans. Isaac Halverson, 6'2", 180 pounds, the starting quarterback. We saw a lot of him last year. over at Leibold Field. He can run the football. He can throw the football. Red Devils again play with a 4-man front, and the Titans will come out with 3 wide. You see the 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. First down and 10, football at the 39-yard line. Tight end will line up as an H-back now for the Titans out of the shotgun formation. Halverson will hand it off, sweep to the right side. Ball is loose, and Richmond trying to jump on that loose football. That's going to be loss of yardage back to the 36, a loss of 3. Davian Samuel, the junior running back, 5'10", 160 pounds, losing the football, and they're going to put it back to the 35. So nice start for the Red Devils defensively thanks to the fumble.
Right, and I said they had to come out and they had to punch him in the mouth early, set the tone, and that's exactly what they did.
Herbert Chapman, by the way, the receiver in the ball game, now coming into the right side. Exactly right, and miscues are huge, and you can't afford to make mistakes in a game which I really consider both teams very close. Here comes the blitz by Richmond. The Titans will run the football once again. Here's Samuel across the 40, and he barely got across the 40-yard line. And they're going to spot the football. Let's see, one official's at the 40, the other one at the 41. We'll put it right at the 40-yard line. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 9, and you want to get him in 3rd down and long.
Right. We saw Lawrence North at 3rd and long a lot last week. They converted a couple times, but they didn't. Obviously, it's not a high chance that you're going to make it. So
Red Devils will not blitz this time. Halverson, the quarterback keeper, around the right side. He's not going to get to the first down marker, brought down very close to the 45. Always depending on the spot of the football, will be at the 46-yard line. Either way, it's going to be short of the first down. They'll have to get to the 49 for the first down. And, well, it looks like the Titans are not going to bring the punting unit on. They feel they can get the first down against this Richmond defense. Well, not a gutsy call, but, hey, you're 0-2, and
what do you have to lose?
Yeah, really, let's see what you got right here. And they also apparently feel their defense is going to be able to stop Richmond tonight on a short field. So here we go. It'll be 4th down at about 3 now. Halverson will work out of the shotgun with a lone setback. H-back in the ball game as well. Halverson will fake the handoff, throws. Ball's going to be caught. That's going to be a first down into Richmond territory. Elijah Shittu there on the reception, the 5'9", 166-pound senior. And he put his knee down at the 46, but good enough for a Titans first down. First time we have seen Halverson throw the football here tonight. They will reset the 40-second clock back to the 25. I think there's still a little bit of talk about whether that clock should be set where it is. The official looked up here a couple of times, and now man in motion. High snap. Halverson brings it down. A backward pass and a run at the 45, 50, and brought down once again. There's Elijah Shittu once again.
Good tackle there by Trayshawn Jones, and that's another person we saw a huge game out of last week.
Yeah. He's been very good, I think, over the first couple of games as a defensive back, and I think you're at some point try to throw to him a little bit more, too, at 6'4". 2nd down and 3. Opening possession of the ball game here for the Titans. And they will spread things out once again. You see 3 wide. Halverson once again the handoff. And not much there. Good defense again by Richmond. And, boy, there's a young man we talk about quite a bit for the Red Devils, and that is Branton Thomas making the stop. Off the run that time by Samuel. Now they put it at 40. The last time they had put it at 25, so there's some confusion on whether they're supposed to put it at 40 or 25. And so we've got a timeout right here. They're going to have to get the clock straightened out upstairs on where that clock is going to be set. And something's not matching up, so you see, well, you can't. There he is, just to the right bottom of your screen. That's the head official right there looking upstairs. So they'll talk to the guys upstairs and get that taken care of. Yeah, they're going to want the play clock set first and then move from there. So let's see. Now they're supposed to start the play clock. There you go. All right, here we go. It'll be 3rd down and short. Halverson out on the flat. Ball caught maneuvering his way to a first down and more down to the 30-yard line. There is Herbert Chapman, the senior wide receiver, second first down of the drive now for the Titans. And after that opening fumble they had, their offense looking pretty good. So now the Titans will have three receivers. There you see, trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Lone setback will be Samuel. First down and 10 now for the Titans. They have not changed the field marker yet. It's still a third down. Here is the run by Samuels over the right side. Breaks a tackle, 25, still on his feet. Almost out of bounds. He may be at the first down marker depending on where he went out of bounds. And where they spot the football may be another first down for Davian Samuel. And now they'll reset the... We're still having some issues here with the resetting of the clock. It's supposed to be at 40. There you go. If Richmond is... Certainly at some point Richmond could complain about the play clock situation. Halverson once again in the shotgun. Here's the running back Samuel again. He'll be brought down. Open field tackle for the Red Devils coming up to make the stop, and a nice stop for the Red Devils. And so now the Titans will be faced with a second down and no gain on that play. Well, the Titans, their deepest field position thus far. And they will now have a change in the running back. Jason Johnson, the third, 5'6", 147 pounds, now in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff. Halverson, the keeper, and he gets stopped for no gain. Richmond smelled that one out pretty quickly. And the first one in there for the Red Devils was Jewel Taylor. Taylor helped out by several other key players, including Blaine Pierce. So now the Titans faced with a third down and 13, and they're going to put the football at about the 23-yard line.
And as you mentioned, Blaine Pierce there, he's playing both sides of the ball, starting center for Richmond. He's one of the very key linemen that they have.
By the way, Nicholas Ramage was hurt for the Titans, and they're going to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Tech on the drive, but the Red Devils trying to stop him here on third down. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
It's going to be third down at about 13, maybe a 14. If you look at where the football is placed, it's right at the 23-yard line. They'll have to get down to the 9 in order to get a first down. The Titans getting that timeout after the injury to one of their offensive linemen coming out of the ballgame, Nicholas Ramage. So he is out. Third down and, again, 13. 5:35 remaining in the opening period of play. Halverson out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff. And you see Halverson rolling and throwing it. It's known to be dropped. In fact, two receivers were there in and out of the hands of Elijah Shittu. He cannot come up with it. But there were two Titan receivers there, and the Red Devils had pretty good coverage as well. And that was Julian Hogeen there for the Red Devils. Fourth down now for the Titans. Well, there were two receivers in the area. Generally, that's a mistake by the offense. You don't have two guys that close together. But Julian did a nice job staying home and almost a nice catch. But now the Titans for the second time will go for it on fourth down. 5:30 remaining here in the opening period of play. Samuel, the lone setback, and we'll go 3 wide, 2 to the right. Halverson, again, will work out of the shotgun. They're working H-back in the offense as well. That'll be an extra blocker there for the Titans. Halverson to throw down the middle. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Titans. That is Derek Ball, their leading receiver from a year ago. And that's going to be a 21-yard touchdown strike. And the Titans get on the board in another big 4th down play for Arsenal Tech. Boy, I tell you what, Halverson threw a nice football right there, but they had 2 big 4th down conversions that made the difference for Tech. 5:24 remaining, and now the extra point. Well, you can see where Derek Ball makes a difference. And we have another issue with the clock again. We may have to have somebody come upstairs and eventually talk about this. It's supposed to be at 25. There you go. So once we get that figured out, the extra point attempt is Joshua Morrow will be in to attempt the extra point. The head official is not a happy man right now.
Oh, no, he is not.
Yep. And he wants it back at 25 and wait until the official tells you to start it, and then he can start it again. So there you go. Now you can start it. There you go.
And they still didn't.
Yeah,
there it goes.
Yeah. So now here's the extra point attempt. A little late on the attempt, and the kick is up, and it is no good. So the extra point, no good. As we will take a quick break on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Tech on top of this one, 6-0. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Our community, it's where we live, it's where we work, it's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Well, after 2 big 4th down conversions, including the touchdown to Derek Ball, Arsenal Tech on top. We'll see Richmond get the football for the first time. So we know now that Tech is going to go for it on 4th down. They feel they can, and they certainly have every reason to believe they're going to be able to convert against the Red Devils, maybe not all the time, but for the majority of the time. And now we have stoppage of play. I think that we have an offsides on Tech on the kickoff. But what does that tell you about Tech saying, you know what, we are going to go for it. Even if you stop us at the 50, we feel our defense can make a stop as well.
Right, right. I think that shows immense guts, and they trust their players. The coaches trust their players. They trust, they paid attention in practice. They did what they were supposed to.
So now the Titans will be moved back 5 yards. Richmond should have pretty good field position right here. Richmond will see what adjustments they made from last week in their game against Lawrence North. Red Devils have everyone playing up close on this one. Even if you get a short kick here, you're going to have good field position. Richmond inside its own 20-yard line, 30, 35, 40. So there you see it, Richmond field position at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils, as on the return, that was Julian Holguin. All right, Richmond with Wyatt Bird in the backfield. Wyatt, again, was banged up last week. He took some hard hits throughout the entire game, so I think I'm pleasantly surprised he's playing tonight. It was a hip issue that he was hurt on last week. Richmond played a lot of double wide each side. This time they'll go single with 2 tight ends. Fake the handoff to Bird, and now Alec tried to run the football. He may get a yard or so before he's brought down. Coming up to make the stop was Terrell Adegjuni.
I feel like Alex got to be a little bit smarter than that. Maybe at some point consider throwing the ball away. You're out of the pocket. There's not going to be a flag thrown on that.
Well, here's the other thing. And again, I'm going to watch this Tech defense. They're going with 4 down linemen for the moment, but they're playing 7 guys in the box. They're almost daring Richmond to throw the football. And look at him in there. They're all stacked up very close. Man in motion is Holguin. And the handoff to Bird. Bird goes nowhere. DeHaven Butts, defensive lineman, only 5'10", 184, quickly in there for no gain for the Red Devils. And now Richmond faced with a 3rd down and about 8.5 for the first down. Well, you can tell the quickness by DeHaven Butts. He was in there very fast, even after the fake to the man that was cutting through and Julian Holguin. So now Richmond still 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll go with 2 wide, 2 tight ends. That means the Red Devils, they've got a block up front. You've got now 7 guys blocking, and there is a penalty flag. And I believe that'll go against the Red Devils. Too much movement again on the Red Devils, so now that puts you in 3rd and longer, back to the 37. And one thing about this, Brendan, and you know as well as I do, you can't make those mistakes because that's just giving the other team a little bit more momentum.
I don't know if you remember a game from last year. I can't remember who it was exactly, but they had about 75 yards of penalties, and then just kept pushing us back even further, and that's eventually what ended up losing the game.
That'll break an offense as the Red Devils throw this one in the air down the middle, and it was intended just for a moment. Trayshawn Jones, I'm not sure he would have gotten to it anyway. He wasn't looking back at the time, but that falls incomplete, and the Red Devils tried to strike down the middle of the field, and now it's going to be 4th down and long, and here comes the punting unit. So Richmond's first offensive possession, not very sharp out of the gate in this one here tonight. Well, Richmond has gone with the 2 tight ends, and that tells me one thing, that they know that Tech is going to come after him, and so they're trying to give Alex Snedeker a little more protection in the passing game if need be. Plus, they'll open up some holes, they hope, in the running attack. Here is Huber. That one's off the side of his foot, and that will be caught at the 35-yard line. No return. Keyshawn James there for the Titans, and so Tech will take over the football. Tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Wednesday the turkey breast, Thursday the Italian BMT, and Friday the tuna. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. So Red Devils give up the football after just 1 possession. 6-0. We still have 3:42 remaining here in the opening period of play. Halverson out of the shotgun, the blitz, and the handoff around the right side. Big gain across the 40 to the 42. There is Davian Samuel once again on the carry.
The way this guy is running, he is not afraid to get hit, and he is not afraid to deliver the hit either.
And, you know, Richmond has tried to blitz a couple of times. We saw Bryce Brown on the blitz up the middle, and that leaves you 1 man short in the second level, and that's what happened this time to the Red Devils. So now 2nd down and about 4. And again, the football you see placed right there at the 41-yard line. 3:29 remaining here in the first period of play. 3 wide once again out of the shotgun formation. Handoff near side. Here's Samuel. 45-50. Has a seam. 40, 35, 30. Foot race at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Tech with a big-time run. That'll go 59 yards in the score.
The biggest problem there was Richmond just couldn't get off their blocks. They got hung up on their blocker, or they got hung up on a blocker, and they just couldn't get off fast enough.
Boy, and Samuel, once he found that seam, he was gone. And so now the Red Devils have dug themselves in a little bit of a hole here in the opening period of play. 3:11 remaining. And now let's see if Tech will try to go for 2 and get that extra point they lost in the opening drive, in which they scored on the 22-yard touchdown pass. And they will work out of the Wildcat. There's a flag down. That's going to go against Tech. And on the run, that's Shitu there for the Titans. But we're going to bring it back, illegal motion. And so the extra point is no good once again. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 3:11 remaining in the opening period. Red Devils down 12-0. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Back here at Arsenal Tech High School, Troy Darengowski along with Brendan Evans, and already the Titans have scored on 2 big plays here tonight, and now Richmond's going to have to kind of regroup, there's no doubt about it, and get themselves refocused here for their second offensive possession.
Right, you are correct there. They just need to light a fire under them. Right now, they just need to find the motivation to come out, and they just need to want it more.
Well, the other thing is, boy, you don't want to get down on the road here this early. And now Richmond again getting the football for just the second time, and this kick is a deeper kick from the 15-yard line. Good return. That is Holguin. Gets hit, spins, 45 out to about the 48-yard line. Nice return by Julian Holguin. And the Red Devils have excellent field position once again. But it's what you do from the line of scrimmage now. It's going to make the difference.
Absolutely. Good blocking all around by Richmond. They held on to their men, and they just didn't let go. They did exactly what they ran in practice multiple times.
Got a nice seam as well to run in, and now the Red Devils will use their 2 tight end formation once again. The big target, Trayshawn Jones, at the top of your screen. That is Holguin at the bottom. And once again, Bird in the lineup. They'll fake the handoff. Ball is fumbled, picked up by Tech. Richmond turns it over on the possession. A mishandle between the handoff to the back coming through and then Wyatt Bird coming up, and it was DeHaven Butts who we saw earlier. And the Red Devils turn the football over here in the opening period. 2:57 remaining in the quarter.
It's just mental mistakes that they can't let that happen. They're digging a hole for themselves. It's only they're 3 minutes out of the first quarter. And they're digging a hole for themselves, and it's going to be harder to dig out of it if they want to win this game. Yeah. They got to turn this around.
Yeah, not much has gone right. Now the Titans will have now excellent field position. Football at the Richmond 39-yard line. Halverson once again in the backfield. Here's the handoff. Guess who? Samuel. Nice gain again down to the 32-yard line. Bryce Brown there, one of the 2 Red Devils to help make the stop. Alex Snedeker, again, playing both ways for the Red Devils, coming up from his defensive back position to make the stop. 2:30 to go. Red Devils need to get refocused. They've come out of the gate very slow here tonight. They'll hand off, nearly fumbled that time as Samuel to the outside after a broken tackle. May get just a couple of yards. He was stopped for possible loss by Jake Haynes, the freshman who couldn't hold on. And looks like we may have a player hurt for the Titans, and we will. While they check on the hurt player, we will take a quick timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils trail at 12-0.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond, Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
By the way, the hurt player was Davian Samuel. He is up, and he is heading to the sidelines. So Samuel, not only a Red Devil killer here in the first half, he's going to get a quick break. Looks like he's okay, though, as he heads to the sidelines, and he will be back, I'm sure, relatively shortly. Now the Red Devils will be faced with a 1st down and 10, and we're going to put the football at about the 27-yard line as Tech trying to score for the 3rd straight time here in the opening quarter of play. It has not been a good night for the Red Devils so far. 2:18 remaining here in the opening period of play. Once again, the Titans out of the shotgun formation. And we'll see 3 wide, 2 to the left. Halverson fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Brenton Thomas is there. Ball fumbled, ball loose. Richmond football. So Halverson coughs up the football. Red Devils will get it back, and Richmond catching a break now here in the first period of play. But it was Brenton Thomas who forced the fumble on that play.
Shows you how much the key player Samuel was before he went out.
Yeah. I'm not so sure Halverson didn't want to get rid of that football, too. He was looking to hand it off, and the running back went through the hole a little bit too fast for him. So now the Red Devils, their 3rd possession, 2:03 remaining here in the opening period of play, and Richmond trying to get something going offensively as they're coming off a fumble their last time out. And once again, there it flags down. Richmond unable to get their men set. That'll be a procedure penalty against the Red Devils. And this has not been a sharp offense here for Richmond in the opening period, needless to say so far.
Emotions are coming out on both sides of the ball as well, too. They'll have to keep that under control or else something they don't want to happen is going to happen.
Well, it's a warm night indeed. As we said before we got started, it is warm and muggy, and right now Richmond just trying to get something going here in the opening period of play. So now it'll be 1st down and 15. Red Devils right now using just one tight end, but Bryce Brown is in as an H-back to the left side. Here's the handoff. It'll be Wyatt Bird, finds a hole across the 20 out to around the 22-yard line. And he's the guy right there, Brendan, that's going to open things up. He's got to be the guy in that backfield.
Right, and coaches obviously trust him to give him the ball. I mean, with the performance he had at Connersville, the first game of the year, with 198 yards just for rushing.
Yeah.
He had over 2/3 of the team's rushing yards.
Yeah. And probably would have had every bit of that, or there's jumping up front. That'll be against Tech, but he got hurt last week, didn't play pretty much in the entire second half. Well, that's going to be on Richmond. So we thought it was Tech jumping. It was the Red Devils. Second time in this possession they've had a issue. And so now the Red Devils faced with a 2nd down and 12. Almost negates the run just moments ago by Wyatt Bird. Boy, the official, he's not happy.
He has a reason not to be.
He's worked more on the clock operator than anybody I've ever seen. Shotgun formation once again. Bird on the carry, bounces to the outside, breaks one tackle, now will be gang tackled close to the 30, maybe 31-yard line. And Tech has another player down. They've had 2 or 3 guys go down.
And as you said, it looked like Wyatt, that run by Wyatt was neglected there. Well, he just got it back.
He got it back.
The play after, man.
Well, they'll check on the injured player. Reminder, tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty. They have an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice, and it'll go in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. The Tech player is up and heading to the sidelines. That is DeHaven Butts. We talked about DeHaven a couple of times already tonight, but he is heading back to the sidelines. Richmond football, after the first down, will put it at around the 31-yard line. The Red Devils have been their own worst enemy so far here tonight. Trailing this one 12-0, under 1 minute remaining here in this opening period of play. Snedeker again out of the shotgun, single back formation, handoff once again to Bird. Bird across the 40, still on his feet and fighting his way out to the 46-yard line, and another Red Devil first down, and give those guys up front for opening up some holes.
We're seeing the line right now. They're running a lot like they did at Connersville. They looked healthy, strong, and fast at Connersville. Well, I don't know what happened to them the first 2 drives, but we're seeing it. We're seeing it right here.
I think they may have gotten a talking to somewhere after that second possession in which they fumbled the football, and now they've been given an extra chance after Tech gave it back on their third possession. That'll be Holguin in motion, and here's the problem. Somebody is not listening to the snap count, and that's the third penalty the Red Devils have had, and Tony Lewis is not a happy camper with his offensive line. Somebody's moving up front. You've got motion going with Holguin, and I don't know if they see him coming, but somebody's moving a little too quick. So now the Red Devils will be back to first down and 15. 8 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. There is Holguin again, the handoff to Wyatt Bird. Bird trying to bounce to the outside, will be brought down at the 45, and that's going to do it for the opening period of play. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, we will head to period number 2. The Red Devils trail this one 12-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Now Wyatt Bird on the short carry may have gone back to the line of scrimmage. Welcome back to Tech High School. The Red Devils trail this one 12-0. Richmond football, Wyatt Bird has been the main ball carrier for the Red Devils so far in this one, and certainly has played well, but now the Red Devils need to stop the penalty. Shotgun formation, Bird again the lone setback, and there it is again. Somebody somewhere is just not communicating right. Unless that's on Tech, they are. That's good news. It is on Tech. They were offsides. But boy, you've seen it so many times against the Red Devils here in the first half. I thought maybe it was going to be against the Red Devils again. Make that change to period number 2 on this warm and humid night, week 3 of the high school football season. Red Devils try to pick up a win here tonight in the North Central Conference. Shotgun formation again. They'll throw over the middle. Ball is caught and dropped. And that was Bryce Brown there, who had it in his hands, but it was knocked away at the last moment. And it will be now for the Red Devils, 3rd down, I believe. Is it? They got a 2nd down up there and 4th down there. Is it 4th down? Must be 4th down. We have had all kinds of issues with the scoreboard. They have 2nd down and 5, which it's now 4th down and 5. And now the Red Devils will have to punt the football away. And we have seen this young man right here, Stephen Huber, boom some footballs. In fact, I saw him with a couple. That's a low snap that'll bounce and almost gets blocked. And Huber able to get that one away. It'll take a Richmond roll, and they're going to return it. On the return, Keyshawn James, and James nearly made a huge mistake right there. He's going to be dropped at about the 15-yard line. That was a very gutsy play.
I don't know about the call on the personal call on picking that ball up. I think I would have just let it lie.
Yeah, I think the coaches will tell him that too. You need to leave that alone if it's that close. But the Red Devils again failed to get anything on offense here in the first half. We're back home next week when the Red Devils will welcome in Muncie Central. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we'll get things underway 6:30 as always right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports, and also Inside Richmond Football every week with Tony Lewis exclusively. Here is the run and nowhere to go. Good Richmond defense that time as Samuel will be brought down, may lose a yard or so. In there to make the stop for the Red Devils, number 56, is Paul Telco. 6 foot, 265, just a freshman. Is that his name?
I don't know.
Telco.
I've never been able to pronounce it.
Well, that's
it's interesting.
If there's another 56, Richmond going with a freshman. Halverson to throw. Ball caught near side. Holguin misses one tackle, 20, and out to about the 23-yard line. There's your another freshman right there. That is Jake Haynes, the linebacker, to help make the stop, and it's going to be short of the first down, looks like by about 3 yards. So let's call it 3rd down and 3. Under the 10-minute mark remaining now here in the second quarter. Tech scoring on their first 2 possessions tonight. Each team with some miscues, including fumbles on each side. Halverson again out of the shotgun. And he'll fake the handoff. Halverson rolls and throws a low throw. And that's going to be good enough for a first down, though. Ball's going to be caught by Derek Ball. That's his second reception. Ball had that touchdown catch back in the first quarter. And so now it'll be first down and 10. 9:30 to go as the Titans will go trips to the near side. Halverson will throw. Ball's going to be caught. 34, 35-yard line, driven out of bounds. On the reception is Khalil Bridges, the backup quarterback, playing some wide receiver tonight. And there to make the stop,
Stephon
Huber. I'm trying to see how many different freshmen are playing. You got Haynes. We saw, man, again, the lineman. That's a keeper by the quarterback. May get a yard or so. Telco. We have seen, again, Haynes. So now it's going to be 3rd down and about 3. LaMarcus Thompson on the stop that time, or is okay?
No, that was number 56.
Oh, that's so. So they got 2 56s listed on here. Okay, so LaMarcus Thompson is actually the one in, not Zakatelko. But Zakatelko now has gotten plenty of airtime.
More than most freshmen.
Yes.
More than I got last year.
That's right. 8:18 remaining. Halverson out of the shotgun. Ball is intercepted and then dropped by Bryce Brown at the 40. Brown was maybe thinking pick 6 right there. I'm not sure he'd outrun those guys from Tech, but
and that may be the problem right there. That guy. Well, when you go to intercept the ball, you got to worry about focusing on catching the ball first, not running down the field. And his eyes were downfield, not on the ball.
Yeah. That'll stop the clock at 8:09 to go. You know something I forgot about? I was supposed to let you do the play-by-play in this quarter. I completely spaced out.
It's okay. I did too.
You can have it the next quarter. Here is Halverson around the right side, gets the first down and out of bounds at the 45. I promise Mr. Evans is going to be the play-by-play guy in the 3rd quarter. I may just get up and leave to ensure that will happen. Well, I'll tell you what, Halverson did a nice job getting away from 2 Richmond defenders to get that first down. Got it. Boy, if you're going to make that edge rush, you really got to keep him contained between the hash marks, and he got outside. Richmond has to certainly keep an eye on Samuel, that tailback. Trips to the left, single receiver to the near side. Richmond showing blitz, and the handoff, nowhere to go. There is Blaine Pierce coming in to make the stop. Samuel's going to be dropped. And that's going to be a loss back to the 40-yard line.
Richmond just swallowed up the running back. Went straight through that line, no problem whatsoever.
Well, when they blitz, you have the 4 down linemen, you have the 3 linebackers, and, boy, they were coming full steam ahead, and there just wasn't enough blockers that time for the Titans. All right, good play right here.
Well, you had the 5 linemen blocking the 7 people, and then you have the left tackle. That was the guy that the quarterback was reading off of.
We got a timeout. We'll take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils trail at 12-0.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-size volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Indianapolis Tech using the timeout. They are down to, I believe, just 1 timeout. Red Devils have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 7:19 remaining here before halftime, and we're talking about 2nd down and long. The Titans have to get to the Richmond 45-yard line. We haven't seen too much action on the right side of the 50-yard line so far here tonight. Everything has been played at this end. That's a low throw intended for Herbert Chapman that falls incomplete. Low throw by Halverson. I think Halverson, if you watch him throw, I think he feels better going north and south instead of east and west when he's throwing the football. He just has a hard time with his touch on the sidelines.
I feel like he's just a little scared that a lineman's going to come out, clocking blindside. So. Well,
the other thing is, too, if you don't throw that hard, you have a defensive back waiting to come pick that off if he reads your eyes pretty quick. And now the Titans go 4 wide. They're really going to spread that Richmond defense out right here on 3rd down and long. Halverson. Yeah, he loves going down the middle, and he's got a man, and there is a bump and a penalty on Richmond. Alex Snedeker bumped him before the football got there, and that's a good call. Alec, I know, tried to get out of the way. It may have been incidental contact, but he could not hold up. Pass was intended for Elijah Shitu. And so that'll be a first down for the Titans. That's a big first down.
Looks like they're not going to move the chains here.
I was going to say, well, then he must be.
It's close.
He's got it right on the 45, and that was the first down marker. There you go. The chain gang is not willing to move it yet. They've been a little slow here tonight, too. Chain gang is in no hurry to move those chains. Look at that. There they go. They finally got them set. The guy who's doing the down marker, he's not willing to put it to the first down marker either.
Yeah, it's a little bit all over the place. So we got the scoreboard, the chain gang. These refs are probably getting driven nuts tonight.
I bet they are. Halverson to throw once again. That'll be caught at about the 40-yard line.
Good pressure there by Richmond, but quarterback is down, and I think he will have to come out for at least one play.
Well, it depends. If they call the timeout, he will, and they're going to check Halverson out, and Richmond just got nailed with a penalty hitting the quarterback late, and Halverson may have had the wind knocked out of him right there. So that's going to be a 15-yarder. We call those the biggies. And so now the Red Devils are going to head to the sidelines. We have another timeout. We'll take a break as well. The Red Devils, another big penalty in this one, trail at 12-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Well, there's another flag down, and I think they're going to get tech on the penalty. It took them forever to come out of the huddle, and they were warned more than once. So they got a sideline violation, I believe, for that. So they will not get another chance if they do that again. Football at the 30-yard line, first down following the personal foul penalty on the Red Devils. And they'll work out of the I formation. Samuel, the deep back. And by the way, Halverson is out. And we mentioned the backup quarterback, Bridges, is in. Bridges will wear number 1, and there's another flag. Now, we were kind of joking during the timeout. There's 6:24 remaining before halftime. The way this game is going right now, we could be here till 11 o'clock just finishing the first half.
And then the drive home.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got to.
That's always the worst part.
It is. It certainly is. Triple set of receivers here, and the handoff will go to the deep back. There is Samuel. Richmond reading it well. Samuel made something positive out of a negative, and there's number 56, the right number 56 this time, and LaMarcus Thompson, one of those there for the Red Devils up front. Well, the good news about this, without Halverson in there, there he comes. Dang, I thought we were going to have him out of there a little bit longer. Bridge is probably not the throwing quarterback that you can see Halverson do. So Halverson is back. He probably just had the wind knocked out of him. Not saying that's a small thing, but
maybe the other quarterback's east-west quarterback, and then he's the north-south quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
It depends which way they want to go. Man in motion, Halverson will keep it. They'll throw it back on a lateral back to the 40. This is Shitu once again. Up the left sideline, steps out of bounds. He will go out at the 21-yard line. That is going to be a yard shy of a first down, but another nice play by the Titans. You know, one thing about that backward pass, that can be very, very dangerous depending on what happens simply from a standpoint of you don't catch it, you get a freebie, perhaps.
I feel like something like the play is designed as a read play because there was no one in sight on that side of the field.
Yeah.
He could have tossed it back there. He could have tossed about 20 yards, and nobody would have been there to catch it. Nope.
All right, high snap, handoff, left side, 10-yard line, breaking another tackle, touchdown. There is Davian Samuel once again, 21 yards out in the score. No flags are down as Samuel scores his second touchdown. The first one, 59 yards. This one is a 21-yarder. And the Red Devils now in a hole, 18-0. Well, the kicker coming out, that is Joshua Morrow. He's been anything but automatic. Missed the one attempt. They went for two the second time. Now let's see what they'll do here. Richmond, one extra player on, and so now, boy, Richmond, they've got to get their act together by halftime, or this is going to be a long, long, long night.
Maybe even before that.
5:15 still remaining, and the penalty is going to go against Tech. They
looks like a delay of game.
Yep, they didn't get an extra man on special teams. Now Richmond, they were down a man too.
But now they're sending someone else back on the field, so I wonder if they had the wrong man on.
Well, somebody's not doing something right, I'll tell you that. Eddie Wade, a 253-pound junior coming on. He looks like he's about 6'8", big fella. That kicker takes about 14 steps. Here's the kick on the way and no good. So another extra point is no good on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils down in this one, 18-0.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Well, there you see it, 18-0. Back once again here at Arsenal Tech High School. It has been all Arsenal Tech, and a lot of this, no doubt about it, Brendan, has not been that they've been that dominating because they have made mistakes. It's been the Red Devils have made more mistakes, including that penalty on the roughing the quarterback that set them up for the touchdown.
Right, and with something like that, was it really worth it? I mean, that was a 15-yard penalty that they didn't need. Just takes a little bit more discipline from the defense and the offense on both sides.
Yeah, and you can't afford to make those mistakes.
Especially when you're down 18-0.
Exactly. Richmond will get the football once again. 30, 35, 40, and out to the 41. But it doesn't seem to matter right now. Tech doesn't mind giving up that field position because Richmond just hasn't been able to do anything with the football here tonight.
Looks like Julian Holging's coming out to about the same spot each time, too.
Yeah. It's like they almost spotted him.
Last time it was the 40. The time before that, it was the 39. Now the 41. Looks like he's just, playing Battleship.
He could do is like when you get an intentional walk in baseball, just go there,
Yeah.
We'll save some time.
Just squib it there.
Yeah. All right, Red Devils with the football once again, and here is Bird. Bird's going to get about 4 on the carry. Red Devils still trying to establish the run, and they've done that a couple of times, just not finishing things out.
There's a lot of fight for some extra yards there by Bird also.
Well, if I'm Tech, and this certainly is just my thoughts, I'm going to continue to play the run. I'm going to try to force Richmond to throw the football. So my key is going to be my guys up front. I'm coming after Wyatt Bird.
Right.
Alex Snedeker doesn't have a ton of speed. That's one thing you probably don't have to worry too much about. So they're going to key right now on Wyatt Bird. Here's Bird around the right side. Got a nice block from Hill, and Bird's going to get close to the first down.
Looks like he's just along the first down markers there. Looks like they're going to go ahead and move the chains as well.
Boy, he hit the edge very fast, but it was an excellent block that he received off that right side by Zach Hill, the tight end. And I think they're going to give the Red Devils a first down, and they will. So that good spot on the football at the 49-yard line of Tech. 4 minutes remaining now here in the first half of play. Snedeker low snap, handoff Bird. Bird over the right side. He gets 5 and more. He's going to get 6 yards out of that carry. And right now, Wyatt Bird doing his own thing. Philly Willis there, the 6'1", 250-pound senior to make the stop. You know, some of their players, and speaking of Tech, they just look like football players, you know. They lean, slender, muscular.
It's like mini NFL.
It is, like when I used to play. Mean, slender, built. I had Bird in there as they'll bring Bryce Brown in as well as the H-back, and there's a flag again.
That's going to be on number 12, Zach Hill, in the movement there.
All right, the question now is when you see the penalty that many times, there you see the flag, is it a lack of focus at the moment? You know you've run through this play several times tonight, but Richmond just can't seem to get that down very well, that man in motion.
I think it's just mental error.
Yeah.
They're not focusing enough. I think it's maybe nerves clenching up a little bit. We saw a lot of signs of this last week when they had Lawrence North at home.
Well, there is Holguin in motion again, and there's another flag. I don't know what's going on here. But if I am...
Looks like that one may be on Tech.
Well, Tony Lewis is beside himself.
Oh, maybe not. My apologies.
Yeah, because Tony Lewis is out on the field at the 40. You can see him there at the 40-yard line at the top of your screen, and he's not a happy camper right now because Richmond, that's the 5th time they've had that penalty.
You can only imagine what he's going to have to say after at halftime about this.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm not running that play again.
Yeah.
Not until after halftime when we get everybody straightened out. So now the Red Devils will go with 2 to the near side. Hand off to Bird. Bird is going to get a few yards back and maybe 2. If they're nice to him, they'll give him 3.
And if I'm Coach Lewis at this point, this entire week at practice, I'm running snap counts. The snap count's not that hard. I've heard it and I've played with it. There's only 3. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And plus, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, watching the ball, you won't have that problem.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, Brendan, there's not a big crowd here, so it's not like you can't hear. So
right.
All right, 2:15 to go. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Football at the 48-yard line. That is Alec once again. Another low snap. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it. Ball's going to be caught, and it's going to be Bird on the reception up the right sideline for the first down. He's driven out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So nice pass, and the pressure was coming, and Alec got rid of it just in time.
I don't know about you, but I think that Wyatt just looks like an all-around football player right now. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. I'm waiting for him to go up to the line, snap it, and block.
He might. I'll tell you what, he's doing everything so far. And, well, I'm curious, if you're the Tech defense, how did you not see him sneaking out of the backfield?
Maybe they just didn't trust the quarterback to throw it to the running back.
Boy, the official, the white hat, he is working his fanny off. I'm watching him through my binoculars. He is not happy with what's going on up here. Holguin in motion. Holguin gets the call, cuts back against the grain inside the 25. There's another flag down at the 30. That may be against Richmond again. You see it right there, right on the 30. You couldn't have thrown that flag any better.
Looks like Holguin's slow to get up on that play.
Yeah, he's a little gimpy heading back to the huddle. And is it on Richmond? Again.
Shocker.
You know, I guess unless you put something new in this week and they just aren't quite grasping it, not sure what else you can do right here, as I believe the football's going to move to the far hash mark, and it is. So Richmond will have an opportunity to have their coaches a little bit closer here on this play. First down and 15, minute 25 remaining. And Snedeker once again, low snap again. He'll throw out in the flat. Ball's going to be intercepted. At the 40, could be a pick six. At the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20, and finally brought down as Alex Snedeker running down the young man who intercepted the football, Neil Jones. And Neal nearly returned it for 6.
There is a Trojan player down on the field, and there is a flag on the right side of your field here near the 17, it looks like.
So Tech player back. He's back at the 32. As you said, the flag is down here at around the 17. We've got stuff going on everywhere. And that one was nearly returned for a score.
Good news here is that it's almost impossible for it to be on Richmond.
You know, I got to take that back. Alex Snedeker has better speed than I thought he did.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, he got his fanny down there, and he threw the interception. He made the tackle.
He avenged himself there.
Yeah. Boy, and again, you hate to see that from the standpoint that you're maybe you want to get some points before the end of the first half. And you have a minute remaining, and I said that earlier. If you don't throw that football on the nose, you try to throw that out in the flat like that, and even that was the short side of the field. If that defensive back reads your eyes like that and he sees you looking one way, he makes the easy interception, and that's exactly what Neal Jones did. And
he just didn't have the speed to get down there.
No. He didn't have
15 yards further down the field, he would have been gone.
He didn't have Brendan Evans' speed. And
maybe on the mic, not on the field.
DeHaven, yeah. DeHaven Butts, he was shaken up earlier, and he was shaken up on that play as they will bring him off. He may have taken one in the chest area. Well, the bad news again here is, Brendan, is that now you set Tech up to perhaps score again.
Right.
And you don't want to get into the situation now. It's bad enough at 18-0, and you don't want to go down 24. But now we'll see Samuel come out along with Halverson, the quarterback.
I wonder if they just canceled the penalty over here because that flag just up and disappeared.
Interesting. Yeah, they must have picked up that flag. So it will be first down now for the Titans at the 11-yard line of Richmond. They can get another first down out of this. Sweep right, cut up the middle, flag is down. That's going to be a hold. You can negate the touchdown by Samuel, which would have been his third. So we either have a hold or illegal use of the hands here. Usually you can always tell when they throw that flag in that area that it's a holding penalty. Now, you're going to tell me what was on the clock just a minute ago.
I think it was 1:08, wasn't it?
That play only took 8 seconds. I think that we've got some home cooking on that clock right there because there's still a minute remaining.
Maybe he's just dragging on that much. It just feels like
it. It just feels like an eternity. That's right. All right. So now the Titans will have the football moved back, and we're going to put it at around the 17-yard line. You see the Titans right there. There is Halverson. He will move his tailback, Samuel, to his left, and we've got another timeout, I believe. Tech will use their final timeout. All right, we'll take a break as well. We're almost to halftime, I promise. We're going to get there eventually on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils trail at 18-0.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond.
Now, Coach Lewis coming out talking to his football team as the Red Devils trying to avoid the Titans getting another 6 on the board here in the first half. The interception return setting the Titans up. Once again, the Red Devils with that turnover, numerous penalties in the first half as well. And, you know, I do know that when we were there Wednesday, the players we talked to really didn't feel they had at that time a very good practice, so they had just one more. That would have been Thursday. So now the Titans trips to the near side. We're waiting for the...
Looks like they have more problems with the play clock.
That's supposed to be a 25. They got to set it and then wait. We won't get home before 3 in the morning now. They got to put it at 25 and then wait for him to signal you. That's what they're doing wrong. They're putting it at 25 and then starting it.
We got it.
Maybe. Halverson, shotgun formation again. They'll throw out in the flat, low throw again. He didn't like throwing that. Derek Ball is there. And I know they want to get it into the hands of Ball, who had nearly 50 receptions last year. Halverson's still better going that way.
Yeah, like I said, right there was a key example of what I mentioned about a player just coming through, flying and blindsiding him.
Yeah.
Blaine Pierce came through quick on that exchange, almost took him out. I think that's probably why he got a little nervous. He's afraid to take a hit.
We get a chance. We may hear from Blaine at halftime. We talked with him earlier this week and just get his thoughts on where the Red Devils are. He is a 3-year starter for the Red Devils at center. Halverson, here comes pressure, gets a block. Halverson throws downfield, and that's out of bounds. He just throws that one away, which is a smart play for the senior.
Like you said, I feel like that's probably one of the smartest plays he's had most of the game.
Well, don't give at least, well, they're not going to kick a field goal. We've already seen their kicker. You just want to make sure you live for another play so you can get a chance. You have 2 plays now to get in the end zone. I'm telling you right now, Brendan, if you want to play football and you don't want to get a hit, moms and dads, as they say, don't let your kids grow up to be cowboys or whatever. Don't let them grow up to be anything but a kicker. You can make a pretty good living just kicking that ball. Or a basketball player. Halverson to throw, pumps, throws short, intercepted. Red Devils come up with the INT, and I believe that's going to be Stephen Huber there who stepped in front of the pass, and I'm not sure where Halverson was throwing to.
Stefan Huber on the play.
Yeah, but that wasn't to anybody in a green jersey. So now the Red Devils come back, get an interception, 39.9 to go. And that's exactly what the Red Devils needed. Now my next question for you is, you're able to run the football the way that you have tonight if you're Tech. Why would you throw the football here with third down? You have 2 plays. Why not give it back to Samuel, let him try it again?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they heard you down on the sideline saying he's better that way, and maybe they just wanted to prove that he was just an all-around, okay quarterback.
I guess. I'm telling you, he was not a guy who likes to throw east and west. He wants to throw down the middle, and
at least he's not a quarterback who likes to take off and run every play. That's
True.
How you get hurt.
Well, I still think that they should have run the football with Samuel. He's been running well. Red Devils come back themselves. Here's Bird. Ouch. He took a hard hit right there and got brought down to the turf.
I don't know if I agree with the play call there. You've got 30-some seconds in the half left. Yes, I believe they get the ball back.
You know what I think? I think the bottom line is they just want to get to the locker room right now. The focus hasn't been there the way I'm sure Coach wants it to. Let's just get back. Don't give up a silly play right here. They don't have to run another play. And
if they do, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I think they're going to just go ahead and hold it right here.
I don't think they have time for one.
Nope. So we have made it to halftime. We'll come back, talk about the first half in just a couple of moments. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it is Tech 18, Richmond nothing. This is Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner. An exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell with our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. Commissioner, we are going into week number 3 in high school football, and from all appearances, the beginning has gone well, and there seem to be quite a few interesting storylines out there on Friday nights.
There are, Bob. The first 2 weeks have gone well. We've experienced some unseasonably cool weather, which I'm always happy for. It takes a little pressure off the kids, and you don't worry so much about heat issues when you have that kind of weather. And then we've had some really great competitions, and it's been interesting to watch. And we've only played 2 weeks, and a lot can happen between now and the beginning of our tournament. But it's been very interesting to see new schools rising and getting stronger, rising in the rankings, and other schools that have maybe been down a little bit, turning the corner and competing at a higher level. So it's always fun to watch how the dynamics unfold and then look at the matchups coming up this weekend.
We also know that making your program better, making significant improvements to a football team does take a while. I mean, I think you can do it quicker, obviously, in other sports, but it just seems oftentimes you look at the polls, you see the same schools. Trying to make that breakthrough is not easy. So when you talk about some teams making some moves and doing some things better, that is not an easy thing for them to accomplish.
No, it's not. When you take a football team and let's just say of an average they might have 10 staff members, and you change your staff, or you've got a new group of kids that have come in, you lose a big group of seniors. There's an adjustment, and I don't think people really understand just how much that adjustment is. Kids have to get used to coaches. Coaches have to get used to kids. They have to be able to assess their talent and what those kids are going to be good at, and they may have to make adjustments, and that just doesn't happen overnight. It's a highly intricate process that football staffs go through with their kids, and then you have to put up with what's going to happen to you the next week, who you're going to be playing, and what they offer. And so it does take a lot of effort and energy. And what's fun for me to watch is how they react to those things. And you know, a school loses 12 seniors, how do they come back? Or last year they had a bunch of underclassmen, and now they've got a senior laden group. Maybe they're ready to make a run in the tournament. So to me, that's a real interesting study.
Commissioner of the IHSA joining us. Commissioner, we talk in 6A football a whole lot about the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference. They've won since going to 6A. They have won that, every one of those each year. But now you're talking about different conferences, different teams in the central Indiana area having great seasons right now.
Well, I agree with that, Bob. And, you know, when we went to 6A, it was because of the tremendous size of the biggest schools in our state, and in the MIC there are the largest schools in our state. But what you're seeing now are some other schools that are in this same metropolitan area. They're starting to challenge Avon, for example, and Brownsburg, and New Palestine in 5A. These schools are playing at a very high level, and they're starting to challenge the larger schools, and we've seen that in some of the results that have come out here in the last couple of weeks. And so I think that, you know, parity, we talk a lot about parity, and is there parity? And while we see a lot of the same schools, we're starting to see some new ones breaking in and challenging for those top spots. And I think that's what makes high school sports fun, is to watch how schools develop and how competitions break out, and how schools react to that and what they do to improve and get better.
And week 3 is traditionally when a lot of conferences get started in conference play, so this becomes a very interesting weekend.
It very much is. It's you play those first 2 weekends of non-conference, and then most conferences have 8 schools, so you've got 7 weeks left, and everybody plays everybody once. And for those people that say that the regular season doesn't mean anything, I would challenge them to go talk to any high school football player and ask them if this Friday night game means anything.
I couldn't put it any better. He's the commissioner, the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things high school related. Commissioner, it's been great, as always, to talk to you. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Naragowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I've bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
The Indiana Football Hall of Fame in Richmond, Indiana was founded in 1973. Its mission is to honor the men and women who have excelled in high school, college, or professional football based on their coaching, athletic ability, citizenship, scholarship, and significant supporting contributions to the game of football. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame includes retrospection from Indiana's prestigious football history from the late 1800s to the present. When you visit the hall, you'll see the names like Weeview Bank, Vegas Ferguson, Newt Rockne, and Lamar Lundy. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame is located at 815 North A Street in Richmond and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. There is no entrance fee and donations are appreciated. Take time to visit Indiana football history at the Indiana Football Hall of Fame.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
We're back here at Arsenal Tech High School in this North Central Conference opener tonight for the Red Devils and the Titans. 18-0 your score. It started with that 22-yard touchdown pass to the very dangerous Derek Ball that got things started at 5:24 in that first quarter. The extra point was missed. That made it 6-0. And then the nice touchdown run, Davian Samuel from 59 yards in that first quarter. Extra point on the 2-point conversion, no good. That made it 12-0. And then Samuel coming back in the second quarter with that 21-yard touchdown run, the extra point, no good. That is where we stand at halftime by a score of 18-0. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. When visiting the Richmond area, there is one clear choice. When you're looking for the best place to stay, that's the Best Western Classic. Best Western is dedicated to providing you with the best possible travel experience. They operate in an industry built on trust and guest satisfaction, and this can only be achieved through communication and experience support. At the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, and don't forget about their conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. All right, stay right there. Halftime, 18-0. We'll come back with the second half in just a couple of moments. This is Richmond football Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU. Focused on you.
Back here at Arsenal Tech High School. Thanks for being with us on a Friday night. Don't forget, next week we will be back at home. We play a game on the road, then we go back on home. You know, it's kind of back and forth stuff. I don't think in the last couple of years we've had 2 games at home in a row. It's been a while.
For as long as I can remember, it's been pretty consistent, home, away, home, away. Of course, JV doing the exact opposite from the night in Saturday morning.
Which is very, very difficult to do.
Oh, absolutely. You got JV's actually out here on the field dressing with varsity. If it becomes a case where we can play the varsity, play the junior varsity, they will. But unfortunately, you can only play 5 quarters a week according to state rules. So you have a lot of people out here. They'll play the 4th quarter as a JV player, and then they'll go and they'll play the entire game as a JV.
Yeah.
But I always ask myself, what happens if the JV game goes into overtime?
Maybe they make an exception.
I don't think so.
We don't play anymore. We just stop. We just forget it. Right, go home. That's, I always talk about it. A tie's like kissing your sister. You get nothing out of it. So I figure you better come out of something with those kind of games. So, all right, you're going to do play-by-play. Brendan Evans will have the play-by-play here in the 3rd quarter. We're still a couple of minutes away from getting this one started in the 3rd period. So let's talk about the 2nd half. We know, without a shadow of a doubt, that for the Red Devils, that was not a good half offensively. And they kept putting their defense in a bad situation many times. What are they going to do to get this offense rolling? And I'm just talking about, let's just go to the penalties alone. We'll forget about the turnovers for the moment. But the penalties, we know at least 5 penalties where they were motion, where it was something was wrong.
Illegal motion
so
or false start.
Where is the communication breakdown when Holguin goes in motion knowing that you just have to wait for the snap of the football? Like you said, watch the football. Somebody's not doing something right. What do we got to do in the 2nd half?
It's just mental errors. They just got to focus. They got to apply themselves. All week, all summer even, these guys have been coming to practice. They've been working their butts off. They've been doing what they are taught to do, but they are just not applying it.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to. And now you're talking about a 2nd half. You got to cut down on the mistakes. The mental errors has really been the big key, so we're going to find out if Richmond got those taken care of. Now, last week, when I talked with Coach Lewis, at some point, he made it very clear at halftime it wasn't a discussion as much as you might think. It was a demand, you might say. In fact, I think it probably got pretty loud in the locker room that the Red Devils need to get their focus together. So we're going to find out if this locker room halftime talk is going to work.
I'm personally glad I wasn't in there for that halftime.
I bet you were.
Man, I'd probably be sitting there in the corner trembling for my life.
Well, that's one of those where you kind of hide behind each other because you don't want him seeing you and point you out. So I would have been hidden behind a couple of big linemen. And
fortunately, I am there.
Well, you have to find somebody a little bigger, I guess, huh? All right, here is Brendan Evans, 3rd quarter, play-by-play. That's not Brendan, by the way. Those are the cheerleaders.
Tech coming out with the same kicker. I'm surprised they haven't put in their backup kicker or somebody else yet.
I don't think they have anybody.
Like you said, anything but automatic. Morrow back yet again to kick. Be a pretty good kick back to Julian Holguin. And yet again, back out to about the 40, about the 39 it looks like.
He has been very consistent making it to the 39 and 40-yard line. So now we talk about, I think the most important part of a football game or any other game is how you finish a half, how you begin a half. I think this is a key right here. Richmond, if they can score, get themselves within, again, 11, maybe 10 with a 2-point conversion, psychologically you feel much better.
Right, I see Richmond taking a lot of chances here.
Well, they may have to.
Alex Nediger back in shotgun yet again. Hands it off to Wyatt Bird up the middle for a very short gain of about 3 to 4 yards maybe.
And Wyatt running behind Jacob Jones on that left side.
If you're going to run it behind anyone, that's the person to run behind. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
Very big. Alex Nettiger calling out the play to the offensive line and the receivers here.
I think our camera person's been drinking. Ooh.
Gets swallowed up for no gain. Bird on the carry yet again.
Now you see Bryce Brown, 35. He is going to stay in as the H-back. He gives them an extra blocker. You have Jacob Jones, the left tackle on the left side, or I should say, of course, left tackle, left side. And they're using Hill as the tight end on the right. And they're using every bit of this play clock right now.
I think you have to at this point. You got to stay calm, keep yourself collected.
Uh-oh. 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 Well, I'll tell you what, somebody broke down on the right side. And Alec takes the big loss, and there really wasn't much he could do with the football right there.
And you said Bryce Brown was the extra blocker there on the left side, but the line just kind of collapsed on the right side there. Maybe they just needed the blocker on the other side of the play, not the left side. Stephon Huber out to punt the ball. Almost blocked. I think he did get a piece of it. Goes about 4 yards, maybe. Very, very interesting punt by Stephon Huber. Didn't get much of it there. I think a rusher came through and got a hand on it there. Referees are going to place the ball on the 25-yard line. And Tech is going to take over yet again. This time, sending out Bridges as their quarterback, the 5'9", 147-pounder. Handoff to the left side for about 5-yard gain. And, of course, one of the Tech's key players here, Davion Samuel. You saw how big of a player they looked to him for when the first play that he came out from injury, they turned over the ball.
Sorry, I had to go to talk to our camera operator. I think she had too many vodkas before the game.
Samuel again rushed to the left side. Didn't get many yards that time, if any.
And you know what happens when you put your camera person on the top of the press box and they've had all those drinks. You don't want them falling over. Things got crooked real quick right there.
Get a harness on them.
You got to.
Enjoy right here. Richmond has to make a stop. What do you think they're coming at with a third and short situation?
Well, yeah, and I said earlier, run it. Richmond, I think if they blitz and they're going to run the football, but they're going to throw. Wow. Oh, my.
Wide open pass just falls incomplete. And like I said earlier, you got to keep your eyes on the ball to catch it.
Yeah.
And he just took his eyes off the ball for just a split second and dropped it.
Yeah, they're always thinking about turning upfield before they have the possession, and that's not a bad throw by your backup quarterback Bridges, who is in the ball game with your starter out, which I'm a little curious, is he banged it? We saw him come out early from the locker room, but I don't know if he's too banged up to play or not. There's a flag down. You're going to bring it back again.
It was a very good run there by Davion Samuel, but it looks like they're going to scratch that off and bring it back.
Yep, that is the second time that Samuels had a touchdown run taken away. I believe the flag is laying back at the 22-yard line. And if that's another hold, that's 2 touchdowns taken away. There it is. That was a pretty easy call, too. You could see that from way up here. Those linemen, they get those hands outside their body. You know that. You guys don't like keeping your hands in here. You want to get out and reach.
Right, and it's kind of hard to do that sometimes when you have stuff like reach blocks and down blocks. If it's a pass block, that's easy, but obviously you can't pass block a run.
No. Well, if you can, you're a pretty good lineman.
Oh, man, that's NFL status as a high schooler.
Well, you see right there again, they're going to spread it out with those 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, and they're going to use an H-back.
Seen them use this formation quite a bit.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice play. Oh, Trayshawn Jones going to get called for the interference. I thought he got there just in time, but the official thought maybe he was there a split second early. That was Derek Ball again running that little slant over the middle. That's a pretty good throw, too. But
that's the second or third time now that they've had a pass interference on the exact same route.
Yeah. Well, Halverson, we saw him earlier. He throws the football well down the middle. We just saw Bridges. He throws a nice ball down the middle.
Let's just see how he throws east and west, though, too.
That's right. That's why they shouldn't do it. Well, there's
the play may work if you can get the throw off, but,
Well, the thing is about that, you just have to have a really strong arm. And if you don't have a strong arm, that ball hangs up too much to throw that ball to the sideline.
Right.
And as I said before, those defensive backs read your eyes.
Right, and you can't just have a strong arm. You have to be accurate, too.
Yes.
Accurate. Now, you could be one of the strongest men in the world, but you can't be a quarterback if you're not accurate.
Yep. Well, here's a big 4th down play both ways. Now, Bridges. And Bridges
pushed out of bounds there by Stephon Huber.
I'm not sure if he got there or not, did he? Nope. I think he had to get to the 15. It looks like he's at the 17, so Richmond held. So there's a big stop for Richmond.
Now, if you're Tech at this point, do you send out your offense or do you send out the kicking unit?
Well, that's first down Richmond now.
Oh, yeah.
So Richmond's going to get the football. If they send out their kicking unit, we immediately get 6 points. I understand. Well, that's a good stop. That's exactly where Richmond needed right there.
Oh, yeah. My apologies for that bad call, by the way.
Hey, listen. I've been doing this 34 years, and not one time have I not made a mistake in a game.
Alex Snedeker back in the pocket. He pushes forward.
Oh, there! There should have been a flag. Nice catch.
Pass complete to Trayshawn Jones, and a few extra yards there on the play. Like you said, there should have been a flag there, but...
Well, that's your biggest play of the ball game right there, and we talked about that earlier in the game. Trayshawn Jones, big target, 6'4", has pretty good hands. Found that ball up the seam. It was a nice throw by Snedeker. I thought there should have been an interference. We'll take the play and take the first down as well.
Right, like you said, Trayshawn, 6'4", very tall, very strong, very fast, too.
Yeah.
That's a perfect build for... He even started quarterback last year, too.
Yes, he did. That is Wyatt again. Now, Wyatt only gets maybe a yard or so on that carry. Now, Richmond again trying to establish the run so they can set up the pass. And the more you can keep those guys in the box and those defensive backs wondering what's coming up next, the more success you'll have. And I think Richmond can still find something down the seam here in this third quarter.
Right, and maybe even if they can get the second half to... God, please don't let this happen, but maybe they can get the second half to drag on a little bit like the first did. Maybe they can, get a few more breaths than.
Oh, well, we'll find out soon. There is Wyatt again.
Like you said, Wyatt again on the carry to the right side and refuses to go down.
Yeah, Wyatt's not going to be the kind of guy who will go down after one hit. Now, he only weighs, they have him, listed at 165 pounds. When he runs more like he's 190, just a tough kid to bring down, and you better gang tackle him because generally one player's not going to do it that often.
Right. It has to be a perfect tackle if you want to get him down the first time. You're not going to take him down tackling high.
Yeah, he's a very strong. Well, here's a big third down play right here for Richmond.
It looks like third and about 4 or 5.
There again, I am not sure what I am looking at. That is number 6, I believe. And not only was it a big third down play and short, now you have to add 5 more yards to it. It just completely changes your play calling. And I know the coaching staff just has to be beside themselves.
And 6, as you said, just a freshman, Robert Day.
So now instead of third and short, you're third and 10. And we're coming up on we're under the 6-minute mark here in the third.
Well, I guess those kind of cancel out. Offsides on the defense.
You know, let's just be blunt about this. This has not been a pretty football game.
Oh, man. You got to think, at some point, maybe these referees are just let them play football.
Well,
the penalties have killed the game, man.
Well, they're penalties.
Right. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just.
Yeah. If you didn't call them, you'd probably be in worse shape.
Right.
Well, there you go. Finally, Richmond got that playoff. And it's Bird again.
Looks like he's going to get the first down.
Well, the thing is, in the penalties, again, you got to clean it up, and they're all fixable things. It isn't like it's something you can't fix, but you got to do it because let's face it. I'm not taking anything away from Tech, and Tech is going to call a timeout. We're going to take a break as well. We'll get back to my point in a couple of moments. You just can't make mistakes against good football teams and expect to win. We'll take a break on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Red Devils down 18-0.
Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond. Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Richmond football being brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. We're still having an issue with the clock operator.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but does that look like the clock is set at 30 minutes?
Yep. We're going to play a long rest of the third quarter. Instead of the final 4 minutes, we'll play 30. This will be a matter of who's in really good. Now it's at 52-40.
That's a really long game.
Well, I don't remember ever having such an issue with a scoreboard.
There we go, 5:24.
5:24. That sounds better.
Hopefully.
Big first down here for Richmond.
Tech showing blitz yet again. Wyatt Bird up the middle for a pretty good gain of about 9 yards there.
Right now it is Wyatt Bird who has been consistently running the football here tonight when he gets the blocking up front. The only thing is, if you're on the other side of the football, if I'm the Tech defensive coordinator, I have somebody scouting him the whole time. I do not let him, because right now he's the one guy the Red Devils have offensively.
Right. In this formation that we have seen so many times from the Red Devils.
Here it is again. I'm not so sure if I'm Coach Lewis, I don't go, you know what, we better not run that again until we get it figured out.
Well, maybe at some point the coaches are like, well, we talked about it in the locker room. Hopefully they'll fix it. Maybe not, but there's always that chance that someone's going to move. So
Well, that's 6 or 7 now times. It may be 6 or 7 out of 8 that they have not been able to run that play because of the penalty. By the Red Devils, I believe, are down one of their linemen, too. Looks like that may be Clayton Raper, who's on the sideline.
Wyatt Bird rush up the middle yet again for another big pickup of yards.
And good enough for a first down.
Oh, yes, it is. It looks like Wyatt Bird's just taking these flags, and you know what? I'm going to double it.
It's more yardage out of it. That's right.
Yeah.
Move it back again. I'll just gain it again. Well, he's going to be over 100 yards here again tonight. Now the question is, it's like finishing in basketball. You got to finish now. We need to get it into the end zone here at some point.
Right, and this offense needs to be able to get the ball rolling quicker because, think about it, we're not going to have enough time to score and come back if all we're doing is playing catch-up or we're playing long drives down the field for the offense.
Well, Burt just got you another nice gain, so now you're inside the 10. Now here's where you're in the red zone now. Let's see what Richmond can do in the red zone aspect. They haven't been very well. Of course, you can tell now, no points, but you go back to last week, you go back to this week. Anytime they've gotten the ball in the red zone, they have not been able to get points on the board.
Right. The red zone's always a hard place to score at because you don't have those deep plays where you can find people wide open. It bunches it closer together.
Yeah, you have a much shorter field. There's Bird again. Boy, Bird's going to get you down inside the 5-yard line. Maybe they place it at the 5. He must put his knee down very close to the 5.
Looks like they're going to put it about the 5.5, yeah.
Well, here now, get the points on the board. Second down to 43 on the board. There you go.
Well, right now, do you want to look? It's 3rd and short. Do you want to look end zone or do you want to look first down first?
If I'm gonna run it again until they stop me. I'm gonna keep running it. This may go against the Titans, or is it going to be Richmond again? I think it's Richmond again. That is now 7 motion penalties.
At least.
I'm going to say 7 because I can't count any higher than that right now because I'm sure that everybody's getting a little frustrated.
Imagine what's going through Coach Lewis's head at the same time, though, too.
I can imagine that he is about as upset as any coach you've ever seen. It's all about execution and focus.
Yet again, Richmond in a 3rd and pretty good distance situation. 3rd and about 6.
Uh-oh. Bad snap. And everything again. You get it inside the 5. You get the penalties. Now you get the snap that comes out of your quarterback's hands. All of a sudden now, with about 2 minutes remaining, you find yourself outside the 20. That shows you how they have really struggled here tonight on offense. It's not just the 0 on the board, it's the execution.
It's like Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it looks like everything's against these Red Devils in this game.
Well, tell Murphy to change, will you? Because it's getting a little tough to watch. Well, now you really are in trouble here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Snedeker, get out of there. Here they come. Fumble. Now they're going to say he was down, but there may be a horse collar. Yep. So Richmond's going to gain out of this because of the penalty against Tech.
Maybe that'll shorten it. Maybe they'll even go for a field goal at this point, but I think they still need to start taking the chances even more.
Yeah, you're looking at 13 minutes of football remaining. I think they've got to get it in the end zone. I don't think 3 is going to do them any good at all.
Right.
The hard part about this is thinking that we just went down. Speaking of Richmond, we just went through this. You get it in position where you want it to be, and another silly penalty or two is what kills your motivation. And the momentum that you had shoots out the window. Now you got to fight uphill again, and that's a hard thing for some teams to do. Richmond went through this a lot last year, just trying to get the offense rolling, and they only 3 times a year ago scored double digits.
Looks like they're going to go for it yet again on 4th down. I mean, I don't think any of us saw that, didn't see that coming.
Yep, got to go for it here. And thing is, you got to go to the end zone. There are things short of that.
Alex Snedeker back to pass. Looks
Well, Trayshawn Jones got a little deep in the corner. He had one-on-one coverage. But the thing is, when you run a pattern like that, if that ball's not placed perfectly, you're going to have a really difficult time scoring. So there is the word opportunity. You had an opportunity, you let it get away.
Right. When you have something like that, you can't just let go. You have to hold on tight. You got to want it.
Yeah.
And I just think they're not being physical. They're not being aggressive right now. They just need to want it just a little bit more.
Well, they may be right down now to just the mental side. And when you got it inside the 5 and you got that penalty, I think it just – and then it puts you in a bad situation in the play calling side of things, too, to try – what are you going to do, 4th down and, 20 or whatever it was to try to get it in the end zone? Hard thing to do.
Right. Tech yet again in the shotgun. Yet again gives it away to Samuel. Gets a short – not a short gain, sorry. Gets a short deficit, actually.
He's
loses
about
a few
4.
yards.
Yeah, he's about a 4-yard loss on the play. All right, now if I'm Tech, and it looks like they are going to – Halverson, for whatever reason, is not playing. We have already seen this young man, Bridge, is able to throw the football, but you know what? I'm going to keep running the football because time is coming off the clock.
Right, why would you risk throwing an incompletion, stopping the clock? Bridges in shotgun. Goes out. Incompletion intended for number 6.
That was Shidu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm not so sure that I really agree with that play call. Again, you mentioned stopping the clock. Now, we still have 12 minutes to go, but you have been able to run the football against Richmond for the most part tonight. Why would you go away from the game plan?
Right.
I think sometimes coaches get a little bit too fancy and a little bit try to get too tricky with it instead of just say, let's be basic, and until they stop us running the football, I'm not going to go away from that game plan.
Maybe coaches are kind of seeing this as a scrimmage at this point.
Well, they better not.
Right.
Because later on, now there's jumping up front by Richmond. That's Brenton Thomas. Unless he got pulled off, it will be against Richmond. Listen, you can go to you got a playbook. And I think the wise thing is in anything, until they stop me from doing it consistently, I'm going to keep doing it.
Right.
Why go away from it?
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I've got success with it, exactly.
It's going to be Bridges again in the shotgun. He's going to drop back and pass yet again.
Nice pass play. Well, he's going to get a first down out of that, or very close to a first down.
He looks like he's about 2 or 3 yards short. But yet again, like you said, they're still not giving up this game, or they're still giving up this game plan. They've ran in this game so well.
Well,
it's like they're trying to do something else. It's like they're looking at it like a practice, like they're trying to just try out new players. If you look, they're kind of subbing in and out a lot of the players they had.
Well, we're going to take a break. That was Derek Ball in the reception. Fourth quarter coming up, 12 minutes remaining. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Tech on top of Richmond, 18-0.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
Back here at Tech High School, fourth quarter, and right now the Red Devils down 18-0.
Looks like it's going to be Tech ball at the at Tech's 25-yard line. Sorry.
We're waiting for the sign or the chain gang to get set up here.
Looks like the chain gang's actually.
I don't think they're really enthused to be here, I'll tell you that. It's got to be fourth down to what, a yard? They got 2 on the board. That's not 2 yards.
It could be a problem yet again with the scoreboard, though.
Well, they got 2 up there. It's only a half yard. So this is another, again, opportunity for Richmond's defense. Get a stop right here, and there's a fumble. There's a flag, and that's going to go against Richmond. Now Trayvon ends up hitting late out of bounds, and there's another mistake. Now, I know he got the first down, I mean, you thought maybe Richmond was going to get the football right there because that thing's bouncing around, and once Bridges was able to get it, and then he gets hit out of bounds, and so now you're going to tack on another 15 yards to that. Yeah, that might be more of a frustration thing, but now you got to wonder how Bridges is, who is the backup quarterback.
Right. Like I said earlier, a little bit more now than ever. Emotions are going high right now.
Well, and I'm sure Richmond's a little frustrated because, again, your defense is back out there. You haven't been able to do anything on offense.
They should be frustrated.
And sometimes that happens. And listen, in all fairness, too, he may have just been lost in where they were on the sidelines because sometimes you don't see, if you're making an aggressive play, what's happening on the sidelines. Now the question is, who's the quarterback? Now, that is Nixon going out. Chapman is out there. He's number 13. But it appears that Shidu's going to be the quarterback in more of a Wildcat situation. And that's going to be a delay of game. Well, and you can see where that was coming from.
Right.
I mean, they weren't sure who was going to play quarterback. Well, now Richmond's, besides the scoreboard, they've got to get that clock stopped as much as they can and get that football back.
And at this point, do you really think they could come back, or do you think they should just start scouting JV players?
Well, I don't think you give up yet, but that's a heck of a run right there by Samuel again, but you're going to have to make stops. I hate saying ever to throw in the white flag. It's too early for that because 18, all right, you're talking about 3 scores. And it's tied, but you got to get the ball back and do something with it offensively.
And that's with no PATs.
Yeah, and you got to do it quickly. But if I'm going to move back to the other side of the football, if I'm Tech, I do just exactly what you did right there. I'm going to keep running and running and running. Now, Richmond's had some stops, but it hasn't been as consistent as you need it to be. And by the way, Bridges is back. And there's another flag. I don't know what the penalty flag is going to look like by the time this is over with. Richmond's going to be in double figures, and I would imagine we're going to be very close to Tech as well.
Both teams are very high in penalties, like you just said.
It just makes for.
Do you wonder if the problem's just discipline or mental errors or miscommunication?
Well, I think it probably more than anything just a lack of focus is really what it comes down to. That wasn't really Tech's fault as much as it was they weren't sure about personnel and getting them out there in time. So, but for Richmond, I think it just comes down to sometimes a lack of focus. There he is again. Tell you what.
Samuel on a big game. Trayshawn Jones in the foot race. Taken down by around the 5 or 6 yard line there.
Well, Holguin had a chance to get him. It would have been still a first down, but then Holguin went for his legs, and he just got Samuel just kind of ran right by him, and that enabled him to get the big gain.
Right.
And remember, it was Samuel in the earlier part of the ballgame in the 59-yard touchdown because he found the seam, and when he got in the seam and he gets into that second and third level, he is a hard one to bring down when he gets a full head of steam.
It looks like Samuel's going to step out for a breather and is going to be replaced by Jason Johnson III, who's going to get the play action.
There's a hold. Bring it back. That would have been a touchdown by Bridges, but there you see the yellow flag at the 6-yard line. That's about their third. Well, that'll be the third time they've had a touchdown. They've had 6 points taken off the board because of a holding penalty. And what makes you more frustrated about that? Now, linemen, remember this. You remember this. That play is going that way. Why are you holding behind the play?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Right. Unless it's on that side of the play, you really shouldn't have to put that much pressure on someone to keep them there.
No.
And even if you're at the left tackle position and the play's going sweep right, you're told, don't let the lineman cross your face, go up to a linebacker.
I would tape their hands to their bodies in that situation. Boy, nice open field tackle right there. That's number 17. Now, what did they say number 17 was again? They don't have him listed.
Dylan Puckett. Oh, wait.
for Richmond.
For Richmond, my apologies. That is Quavion. Can't remember the last name right now.
They don't have him on the roster, though, do they?
No, there was equipment issues this week.
Ah. Well, the clock down to 9:40. Richmond still has to get that football back here pretty quick and score quickly. It just hasn't been their game. Now trips to the right. See, they're going to.
Samuel's back in the backfield, it looks like, and he's going to have a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you how that happened. You could see what they were going to do, and I'm not a football expert, but they went trips right, overloaded that side, spread the field, and next thing you know, they're back blocking and running to the left. He found that seam again, but you see him overload to the right side. Richmond thought they're going to go that way. Well, Richmond's not going to win this one tonight. I think Coach Lewis will be the first to tell you that he knows he's disappointed in how this team played tonight. I think all of us are. I really am disappointed that they kind of taken a step back.
Yeah, when I came into the game, I thought it'd be a dogfight, you know. Looks like it's...
Oh, boy, tipped and caught. Did he stay in? Yes. 2-point conversion on a ball tipped into the end zone and held on. That was number 14, Jeffrey Nixon.
But like I was saying, coming into this game, I thought it was going to be a dogfight. It was going to come down to the wire. Who wanted it more? Obviously, unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
We'll take a break. 9:22 to go in the fourth on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Tech on top, 26-0.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Our camera person has decided that instead of focusing on the kickoff, we'll focus on the return team. There you go.
They are the, Red Devil, sports network. So
yeah, well, keep it on that side. There's your return across the 30. By the way, Union County in action tonight. We'll have an update on that game coming up a little bit later, plus interviews from the Centerville game tonight as well on Radio Troy Digital Sports. All the scores coming up as well. By the way, Hagerstown, they were leading Union City only 7-0 at halftime earlier. That's a little bit of a surprise.
Looks like Richmond's going to keep Snedeker in the backfield, and he's going to hand it off to Wyatt. Oh, almost got loose there, but ended up getting taken down for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Have a clock at 8:22.
Snedeker taking the snap, handed it off to Wyatt Bird, quickly going to the left to the top of your screen, but getting taken down quickly for a very short gain.
I don't think he gained anything. I think he's right at the third down marker where it's sat, so he got nothing out of that. Well, Richmond's not going to win this football game tonight. I think that with the last 7+, they got to show that they can move the football and get it in the end zone. Tech still has most of their first-team defense out there, so they need to show right now they can get to move the football, get it in the end zone. I think that's important.
Snedeker still back in the pocket, handing it off to Wyatt Bird yet again. Swallowed up for a loss of yards.
Well, as Tyrus Jenkins just found out, one of your offensive linemen, they're just kind of pinning their ears back. Here we come. You know, you can run the football and run the football because for Tech that is nothing more than an advantage for them because time will run off the clock. And now you're looking at a 4th down. So now Richmond's going to have to give up the football again. I guess I'm just, you know, when I look at it, I'm a little bit surprised that again, and it's a mistake-filled ball game for the Red Devils tonight, that they would have come in here and gotten shut out. You know, last week they played a very good Lawrence North team. Sometimes they weren't able to move the football, but I thought they'd be able to move the football tonight.
Right. Stephon Huber. Looked like Stephon Huber, I believe it was, kicked the ball or punted the ball out of bounds.
Well, Tech and here, this is pretty simple. They're just going to run the football if they are smart about it anyway. Just run the football. You have 6:37 remaining. The one thing you want to do now, if you're on both sides of the ball here, stay away from the injuries because you still have to play next week, and you're only one game into the NCC. So I'm just going to run it right down your throat, and because I don't think Richmond's going to call a ton of timeouts simply because they, too, want to probably not get this thing over with. It's pretty much decided.
Right. And that's why you see many JV players like Evan Crisp at the bottom of your screen, number 28. Bridges tries throwing the bubble yet again to number 6. Shittu.
Good thing the FCC doesn't bother us too much on that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm a little surprised by that call. I just think that, again, you just need to get out of here and you stop the clock again for really no reason when, again, you're well over, you're probably a couple hundred yards rushing tonight. Why are you trying to throw it? See, now you basically set yourself up for a 3rd down and long.
Right, and then you just have to give the ball up here in a second if Richmond can come up with the stop.
And I'm not looking at tonight, if I'm Tech. I'm looking at if I need to run the football against somebody else down the line, whoever they play next
Obviously,
week.
they can do it. They have a very fast running back. They have a very skillful quarterback. I mean, north and south quarterback, but
yeah. Well, then why go away from it again? I mean,
right.
I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse.
If it ain't broke, don't. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Right. Had a problem. Had a couple. Took me a couple tries there, but I got it.
See, they're going to throw again. I don't like it. See, you know, they always say that there's 2 bad things can happen when you throw the football, 2 out of 3. The good one is you complete it. The 2 bad ones are you either throw an interception or you throw an incomplete pass. You had 2 receivers, and again, one of them didn't run the right pattern because you got 2 guys too close together. That's the second time we've seen Tech do that.
Yeah.
So they've run a pattern wrong twice. And now you're going to have to give up the football. My problem is, yeah, you're up 26-0, but what if it were 26-25? Mm-hmm. And you wanted to run the football and run out of time? Why are you doing that?
Right, if it was 26-25, maybe they would have played the game differently. I'm not really sure here, but
well, I wouldn't. You know what? If you can't stop me running, I'm still going to do it.
Right, Morrow back to punt.
Now you got a penalty.
Going to be a pretty decent punt. And right here, Trayshawn Jones is just going to let the ball go like Tech should have done a few times.
Yeah. Well, it's going to come back, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't see what the penalty call was, but it was on Tech. I did see that much.
Yeah. Well, they're going to punt it again, which...
Yay.
Yeah, love punting. Punting is a great thing. I think they'll change football, not allow you to punt. If you don't get the first down, you have to give up the football where it is. Wouldn't it be more fun?
Oh, yeah.
You can't punt it. Sorry. That would be interesting how that changed the game of football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I still think that for anything outside 45 yards, you ought to get 4 points instead of 3 on the field goal.
Maybe like a 3-point line.
Yeah, let's change this game up a little bit.
Or maybe if you get a Harlem Globetrotter team, get a 5-point kickoff.
And, maybe
45 and back.
And the other thing that you might do, here's your punt again. The other thing you might think about doing.
Not nearly as good.
Is you might put on the goalpost, instead of whatever width it is right now, is put several of them down the line, and then if you kick it in the middle, like if you kick it from the 40 and goes down the middle, you get like 8 points or something. That way you have a 8-point zone, a 7 and a 6 and a 5, and you go down the line 3. No big deal. See, I just don't think it's fair. I mean, way back there, I kick it from 50 yards. Why should I only get 3 out of it?
Right. I mean, then you wouldn't have the whole 63-yard by David Akers, longest field goal in history.
That's silly stuff, isn't it? Snedeker back out. Red Devils have 5:23 to go.
Wyatt Bird still behind Alex Snedeker in the backfield.
Richmond's probably going to have to find themselves another running back somewhere.
They finally got that motion to work with Holguin, but not enough for the Richmond offense, as Alex Snedeker is still swallowed up by that defensive line.
Well, you know what? Give them credit. Speaking of Tech, those guys they've got up front, they're just coming at you. And again, you're looking at 3 down linemen. They have, 4 defensive backs are playing deep. So you can't really throw anything deep. If you don't have protection, you have time to throw.
Right. And a play I'm surprised we haven't seen this week was very many times from the Red Devils was the bubble. Obviously, Tech has overran that so many times.
Yeah.
But the Red Devils has been playing it very well, actually.
Well, Richmond's going to get a timeout right here. We will take a break. 4:37 remaining in this one. Red Devils down on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 26-0.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
We're back once again following the Richmond timeout. 4:37 remaining here in the fourth. And by the way, you have some information. Tomorrow the junior varsity will be in action.
Yes, Richmond will be home tomorrow as the junior varsity Red Devils host the Arsenal Tech junior varsity. It will be tomorrow morning at Leibolt Field at 11 a.m.
Those are always fun turnaround games, aren't they? You guys get to get up in the morning and after a late night of football and get ready to play again.
It's probably the worst part of football.
I bet.
Snedeker back to pass, looking for Trayshawn Jones, and it is complete.
Oh, good job, Trayshawn.
It was a very good catch over the shoulder there. Perfectly placed ball, perfect catch. The only thing I would have changed about that play was maybe just keep running next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking, I got to cut back. He knew the sideline was there if he could cut back and make a move, but he also knew there was another guy coming. But, boy, I just wish we could have seen that a little bit earlier and make them respect the pass a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Looks like Alex Snedeker's still in the pocket, putting some JV players in on the line.
He's going, that's interference. And that's going to be at the 11-yard line. See, they can't really go one-on-one coverage against Trayshawn Jones. We talked about that earlier in the ball game, that his size, you're going to have to end up, if you're going to play zone against him, have one in front, one in back. But if you're going to play man against him, you better have 2 over there.
Right, like these are 2 completely different players, but you can't run man against him like you couldn't run man against Chad Johnson.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is, if Richmond's passing game, I think, is going to be where they want it to be, you really got to get in his hands a little bit more, too.
Right.
Well, here's a chance to get that goose egg off the board. You're back in the red zone again.
Let's see how they do in the red zone this time. They haven't completed in the red zone in a while.
Yeah, they're
Even
going
last
trips.
week.
Set up the screen. Boy, you just ran into a whole bunch of bodies right there after the gain of 4. Red Devils went trips to the left. That opened things up back to the middle, but then things got too bunched up on that screen.
Right, that would have been a really good play if Wyatt, wouldn't have ran into a defender. But no.
Yeah, ran into his own guys.
But the problem there was the offensive line has to get out of the way. They have to take the defenders with them and just get out of the way. Wyatt just didn't have any room to run there.
Well, the one thing they couldn't do is they can't go downfield too far yet until that pass is completed. They're probably staying with their block knowing they can't go, otherwise they'll be ineligible players downfield. So
Right.
You're back in this. Here they come. Oh, a little bit behind the receiver, too. Holguin was running that pattern across the middle. I think if you might have had a pretty good look at it, but Holguin had the pass behind him, and there was nowhere he could go with it. And, of course, then, too, you had a lot of pressure on your quarterback.
Yeah.
He's throwing it off his back foot going backwards. So he threw it where he was, not where he was going.
Most times that just goes straight up.
Well, and the other thing, and Alex not a big guy. I mean, you're talking about, what is he, maybe 5'9", 5'10", so it's not like he can see over a lot of those big guys.
Yeah, you were right. 5'10", 145 pounds.
I haven't been 145 since 8th grade.
Yeah, we'll just leave that subject alone.
I will. Oh, my.
Looks like it's going to be a pass interference. Pass intended for Trayshawn Jones.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good defensive play, though. There's the flag. Yeah, Jones had that little post pattern right over the middle. Pretty good throw, and I thought it was pretty good defense that time, but Richmond will take it.
And that looks like it'll be 1st and goal on the Richmond 3 or 4 yard line.
Remember what happened last time we got inside the 5. They're going to actually, that's closer to the 7.
Oh, my apologies.
So the 7 yard line at 3rd down. Oh. That's Holguin, isn't it?
Yeah. Pass intended for Holguin, but just too far in front of him. And there was no way he was going to get there in double coverage as well.
There's the official again. He's like, will somebody please do this right? I'm talking about the clock. 3:09 to go. This is going to be probably Richmond's last chance to get on the board.
It is 4th and 1, by the way. Well, 4th and inches, it looks more like. I'm going to give it.
Oh, and he didn't get there. Well, you had way too much penetration. Big 91. What's his name, by the way?
Philly Willis.
Gotta love that name, Philly Willis. Well, Philly got in there pretty quick, and there was nothing that Wyatt Bird could do. So you get back in the red zone, another opportunity. You had all the breaks going your way. You had 2 different interference calls, and the Red Devils still couldn't get it in. Do you like that name, Philly Willis?
Oh, that's so much fun to say.
I think I'd change your name from Brendan Emmas to Philly Willis.
Oh, I think that'd be a great announcing name. Pull a WWE and just,
There you go. Just change it right in the middle. I knew a DJ one time and changed his name in the middle. He was known as one day the next he was somebody else. Boy, nice move.
Bridges with a really good run there.
Now, let's play good IQ football.
There is a
for
flag on the play, by the way. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, that's all right.
Looks like it's around the 9 or 10 yard line at the top of y'all's screen.
If you're Bridges, why didn't you stay in bounds?
Right. Take the slide, keep the clock running, right.
Just keep it running. And
unless Tech is looking to make a statement and put it in the end zone one more time.
I don't think they are. I think if they just want to get this thing over with, too, because you know what? They haven't been picture perfect tonight either. They're going to run up against a team out of the west side, which is inevitably the stronger division of the two.
Right. As I said, the penalty just a moment ago was actually on Tech.
Now they're going to work out of the shotgun again. Well, see, they just aren't very good at that. They just aren't. Listen, they're just not very good at that. I don't know why you had two guys there again. Now, I'm assuming that the guy behind is going to make the catch and the guy in front is going to be his lead blocker, but
right, like a typical bubble play.
Yeah, they haven't completed that pass.
Maybe they're
yet.
just, hitting random on rookie mode on Madden or something.
They could be. Well, I wish they'd hurry up and get it over with before I pull the plug. I'm one of those guys, that game doesn't go right for me. Beak! Just shut it off and go on. Especially if I've been getting beat. I'm a sore loser.
Oh, almost had a hold of him there. LaMarcus Thompson almost had him deep in the backfield. But he ended up Samuel into... Sorry, not Samuel.
I'm not sure who that was.
Number 27.
Oh, I took your roster, didn't
Johnson the third got away
Johnson.
from him.
What are we, 3rd and 11?
Yes, 3rd and 11. If Richmond wants to get any score whatsoever on the board, they have to have a stop now.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
You never know.
Now, Richmond's going to call a timeout again.
Not completely sure why here.
Well, they're going to talk about it. We will take a quick break. We will come back on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 26-0 Tech on top.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters. A division of Richmond Power and Light.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
All right, 2:14 remaining. 3rd and 11. Richmond is the one who got the timeout, so they have one timeout remaining.
And as I mentioned last week a few times, coach is making a very questionable.
Yeah, there's an interception.
Interception there on the field by number 28, Evan Crisp. He's only a sophomore looking at his first varsity game of the season, I do believe.
You don't mind me saying this, that was another stupid play by Tech.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, if you're going to work on your passing game, maybe work on something a little shorter. Why are you trying to go for a home run ball? At 2 minutes remaining, up 26-0. Stupid.
Right. But as I was saying, as I said a few times last week, Richmond just has to get it together. And then another questionable coaching call by the Red Devils. They're still keeping their starters in the game as Snedeker drops back to pass and throws another pick. Looks like it will be another 6 for the Trojans, and it will be a pick 6.
Terrell Adenchudai. We saw him earlier. Well, as far as keeping your front line in, I know there's a concern about injuries, but I don't think Richmond has anybody over there that's ready to even face some of these bigger kids because Tech hasn't really made that many changes up until now.
Right.
So nothing really hurt there, and again, if you're going to work on the passing attack for Richmond, you might as well, but that's one area the Red Devils really will have to improve on is getting that passing attack better.
And yet again, we're going at this ref with the clock again.
He's pissed. I'm just going to say he is ticked, and I don't blame him. He has done more clock management tonight than he's probably done in his entire life. Well, they're going to go for 2 here, which I also don't understand.
Has a lot of time in the pocket, but going to throw it too far out of bounds.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. 1:53 remaining in this one. Tech on top. 32-0 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond.
Well, 1:53 remaining yet, so we're just about done in this one here tonight. But for Richmond, it can't get over fast enough, and I think it's just a disappointing ball game all the way around for the Red Devils.
So if you're Coach Lewis in this one, how do you look at this game at this point? Like, how do you overcome this, and how do you look at practice next week?
Well, let's be honest about it. You know, even though that they beat Connorsville, I don't think Connorsville was that good of a football team. They're okay. That they didn't have the running attack they had last year. Go back to Lawrence North, the game the Red Devils probably should not have been in, and that schedule's going to change, so they won't be facing them again next year. But I think from a focus standpoint was the big thing today. I just think Richmond at times was not even close to be ready to play this game, and I'm not sure exactly why. They've got some weapons. You got Bird, you got Jones. You know, something's missing tonight. Just didn't click, and they're going to have to find a way to put this thing back together. It's not a panic time, anything like that. But this offense, what teams are going to do is what you saw right there. They're going to dare Richmond to throw the football. They know the Red Devils haven't been able to throw very well, and they're going to pin the ears back, put 7-8 guys in the box, and they're going to come at you.
Right.
By the way, a Northeastern beat Winchester tonight, 24-20.
Nice.
Northeastern 3-0 on the year.
Really?
Yeah, playing well.
Wow.
Out of the NCC, Lafayette Jeff shut out McCutcheon 35-0. We'll see both those teams later on in the year. Monroe Central leading North Decatur 6-0 in that one. Greensburg, they defeated Connorsville 34-12.
Big rush there by Wyatt Bird. Went straight up to the top of your screen there and just took off down the field. The referees are still signaling for the play clock and finally get it. I don't know who needs more work this week, the play clock or the chain gang or
both.
The actually Red Devils.
By the way, Tri's leading Lincoln 13-6. There are about 3 minutes remaining in that game. And of course, we'll have all those scores for you coming up later tonight if you want to hang around or wait till tomorrow morning.
And they looks like they try to run about the same play, but it just gets swallowed up after about 5 or 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, Birdie's going to be plenty tired and plenty sore.
Oh, definitely. He's taking some big hits tonight. And he's possibly playing injured as well. So,
Well, Richmond's going to call another timeout right here with 24.6. Now, I don't mind this so much just from a standpoint is, again, you want to get something on the board here. I mean, it's a thing where you already know that you're not going to come close to winning it, but you want to get something positive before this is over. You're back in the red zone again, and I think it's important that they get something on the board.
Right, even if it's just a field goal at this time, anything to prevent a shutout.
I would take a single point like they do in the CFL if I could. Of course, next week, Yeah, Muncie Central's a football program they've hit some tough times recently, too. They're trying to get their program going again, and I know that they'll be smelling that they can get a win next week. That game will be big. Back at Leibold. But again, let's remember, too, for Richmond, it's always a work in progress, and this is something which the result you see here is not something that has happened overnight. It's something that happened 5-6 years ago when the feeder system was neglected for way too long, and you just don't have the horses you used to have.
Right. Richmond got time for about maybe 3 plays if they push it, and they're lucky.
There you go. And touchdown, Richmond. Now, let's see. They went to Brenton Thomas. So, Thomas, I wouldn't mind seeing them throw to the tight end a little bit more over the middle.
Right. It seems to be successful when they do try it, but they just don't. They don't want to overdo it, and then,
Well, they've got some. I mean, you got Brenton Thomas. You've got Zach Hill. He's another big body.
Jewel Taylor.
Jewel Taylor can play the tight end. You've got Bryce Brown who can play that position or an H-back position. You got 4 big bodies who, it's hard to get around them.
Right. Now, if you're Richmond at this point, do you go for the extra point or do you go for the...
I just kick it. Yeah, there's no need to try to go for 2 right here because it doesn't make any difference anyway.
Right.
We'll take possibly our second to final timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 19 seconds remaining. Red Devils finally get on the board, trail at 32-7.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
By the way, as we mentioned, we will be the only media source in Richmond that will have all the scores for you. We're not taking any days off, either tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday, which is Labor Day.
No matter how much you want to.
I want to, but I won't. You won't find all the scores in your local paper. I guarantee you won't find anything on your local radio stations because they're off all weekend. Not that you would anyway, because they don't do much of anything. You actually would have to get up and work a little bit. 19 seconds remaining. Now go into the end zone. And the good news is, too, Brendan, our equipment works. All right. Zing shot late in the ball game. Well, next week you go back to TV, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do home games for Whitewater Community Television, and I do away games here with you.
And that guy you're working with, what's his name again?
Ryan Miller.
Yeah, Miller, the Miller kid, who is a... who does he like in the NBA? Some outrage. Oh, San Antonio. Please, stop.
Oh, he's a Patriots fan, too.
Oh, my.
Completely embarrassing.
What's he thinking?
Very sad.
I'm going to loosen some of his bolts on his wheelchair one of these days.
I thought about pitching in for some therapy,
Yeah, well, let's all do that. That's going to do it. Let's go ahead and we're going to finish this out here tonight as the Red Devils lose it here. Final score 32-7. Quick. We'll get out of here because we got to get back home, a busy weekend. But next week they got to regroup, refocus, get back to what they need to do, and that is find a way to stay better engaged in the game.
Right. They're just gonna let this sit. They're just gonna let this boil over in the pot, so to speak. But I don't know if you're, as a Richmond coach, I don't know what you would do at this point. Obviously, it's not, something outrageous like it was last week, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
It needs to be addressed. Something else needs to happen.
Well, as I said, it's all fixable. That's the nice thing about it. And when it's all fixable, you can do what you need to do. Let's get out of here. Final score, Indianapolis Tech 32, Richmond 7. Don't forget, next week back home, we'll take on Muncie Central, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Inside Richmond football only on Radio Troy Digital Sports coming up on Monday. Thanks for being with us. Thanks again to Brendan Evans for joining us here tonight. We'll see him next week. Tech 32, Richmond 7. This has been Richmond Football, Radio Troy Digital Sports.